the side that hold it in with the screws it broke. They're broke. So do you
Yep.
think I could super glue that?
Perhaps.
The pieces back on, or?
Yeah, you might. I don't know if you would need to ever remove that again, because super glue is kind of permanent. But
yeah, I mean, just the broken pieces.
Yeah, just the broken pieces. Sure. Yeah,
it
try
should
it.
hold, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may have to go to using a more like a plastic cement or plastic solvent kind of a glue. But yeah, try super glue initially.
Like the stuff you glued the model cars with together, like that kind?
Yeah, and there's also a plastic weld that smells like if you step on a tomato worm. That kind of bitter smell. Yeah, there's kind of a plastic weld stuff that actually melts the plastic and you fuse it together. That's kind of like last resort kind of thing. It's not easy to find at regular hobby stores either. So
John might have some.
Yeah.
And I did get this other Smith Corona. Joe, I already told you about that, with that Smith Corona electric that I have too.
Oh,
so these are my two electrics. And this one works really good too. It's got a broken knob over there. Part of the knob's missing, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It'll still work.
But you can use a standard 5 series manual typewriter knob. They're interchangeable on those between the electric and the manuals. So.
Yeah.
In fact, my electric 5 series, my Silent Super, the manual 5 series has a new platen, a newly covered platen, and so I will just swap the platens into my electric one when I go to use it, instead of buying another platen. They're so easy to replace the platens. I just swap it around.
Yeah, I was brave and took this one out last night, and I was able to get it back in. So
Good.
I'm not scared anymore.
I'm not scared anymore.
It's a little bit scary. I'm not scared anymore, but okay. So yeah. And there's some cuts. There's some cuts in the cord from, I guess, being shut in the case a couple times or something. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get the electrician around here to put me a new cord on.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't feel comfortable doing that. So I'll let John do that.
Actually, I think Joe can do that for you. He can put a nice fashion cord on there for you.
Bring it by when you're in town next time.
Okay. Okay.
So my Singer electric is a Smith Corona, and like your automatic, but mine is a manual carriage return. And I got one of those antique style power cords or extension cords that has the cloth sleeve. And I wired that in to replace the cord, and it looks nice because it has that kind of antique-ish cloth power cord look to it.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that video.
That was a good one. They're all good.
They are. Well, we have a new face joining us. Kimberly, how are you?
Hi. I'm great. I've joined quite a few in the chat, so this is my first on camera.
Excellent. Awesome.
Thanks.
Well, since you're new, did you want to tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. I'm new to the typewriter hobby, but my first typewriter I bought at least a decade ago, but it's one of the glass key ones. And since I work on a computer all day, my fingers are not strong enough for that. So I'm just starting now to get typewriters I can actually use. Like I type touch by nature, but now I have to hunt and peck if it's too hard on the pressure. But I'm a school office administrator.
Oh, okay.
I started my career as a journalist actually, but the hours were crazy, so now I'm in the school system.
Excellent. Yeah.
Summer's off.
And how many typewriters do you have?
I have 3 right now, 2 more on the way.
Oh, okay. That's how it works. We're getting started. Get the ball rolling.
Yep.
And what do you like to use your typewriters for?
Writing. I mean, I journal with fountain pens, so now I'm typing more. Like any kind of writing that I do. Okay. I can't really write a long letter. Like I write letters that are manuscript length, like thick letters. I can't. My fingers aren't strong enough for that yet. But I'm in the postcard exchange. So I can type about a postcard length. All right.
Nice. Very good. Well,
Yeah.
welcome. It's
Thanks.
great to have you here. Ted, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Hello, Ted.
Very good. I like your hat.
I saw Joe rear back.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Anything exciting going on? I see some keys or type bars in the upright position, ready to type.
There are some type bars ready to type.
Oh.
Let's see. Rename. My name is too long.
Oh.
Wow.
And, Luke, did you have
Yes.
anything new? Because I think last week we were talking about you had a ribbon vibrator that was sticking. Was that you?
Yes, but it was actually resisting to stay low enough, which I saw Ted Monk solve that problem just in a day with his Hermes, and I should try that in a later stage, but I was a little bit busy with my my daily work. We are doing annual reviews now.
Oh yeah.
I see.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I learned a few things about the Hermes on that day, about which way the ribbon lift works. It's always mysterious, but I went and researched it and figured out which years were which direction.
Yeah,
So,
very good.
a mystery solved.
Exactly. And John, how are you? John in Tokyo.
Yeah, I'm great. I keep forgetting when this is. I thought it was like 24 hours from now, but then, you always kind of pop onto my feed and I go, "Oh, we're live." Okay, I was going to bed, but now I'm not. And here
We're keeping you up.
so in terms of news, OG, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to try. I know. Mark Peterson carried one of these into the bar one time.
Oh my goodness.
But this is a 1968 SG3. I can't turn it around without breaking my back.
Yeah.
It has like the punch
rest.
chewy paper feed lever is plastic and isn't broken. So that's something that I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
That's my my newest little thing, which arrived today. Today I got a 1968 Olympia SG3 and a MacBook Air 2020. So I'm kind of at both ends of the spectrum of texting.
Wow.
That's my little story.
Excellent. I would love to get one of those SGs, but I don't know. I really don't have room for another standard.
I have three now because there are like I have two made in Mexico. This is the first one I have that's made in Germany and in Western Germany. So I'm really interested to see it's got all these, nice little touches that aren't in the newer ones. So I'll be reporting on that and once it gets cleaned up and so on. It's working right out of the box. So.
Excellent.
I see Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. They wanted to come in over today, so here they are. Here they are. Yeehaw.
Did they ever use typewriters on the show? Probably not.
I don't know.
They probably did. That was the
That's
right
no
age,
idea.
Somewhere.
right year.
Yeah. I'm just thinking they probably weren't the writerly type though. They were too busy, tooling around in their little car.
Yeah, too bad I don't have the car.
They had
Yeah.
to write reports.
I
Yeah.
like the car.
It's funny how John Schneider became a country music star. Yeah.
He did, I guess, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
I think I have one or two of his records actually.
Wow.
Wasn't it a "Don't Give Up on Us, Baby" or something like that? There was this one. That was David
Yeah.
Soul.
I think so. Yeah.
It was something lame like that.
Yeah. Well, it's country pop.
I know. I know.
I know you're more serious into country music when they call you by all three names, your middle name, like Kenny Wayne Shepherd,
Yeah.
or you're a serial killer. It's like John Wayne Gacy.
Oh.
It's either that, either you're a country star or you're notorious for something.
How about Billy Bob Thornton?
Billy
There
Bob
you
Thornton.
go.
What would he be? Both.
A little both, maybe. No.
That's funny. Eric, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. Anything new in your world?
Yeah, I got a couple new things here.
Ooh, excellent.
I don't know if there's anything called a lemon in the typewriter world, but I may have got a lemon Hermes 3000.
Really?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. So my daughter's a collector, and of course her dream machine is the Hermes 3000. So I got one for a good deal, which is still more than I've ever paid for a typewriter. Got it home, fired off a letter, got at the end of page 2, and
Oh yeah, look at the typewriter. Oh, yeah.
carriage just started binding. So the guy was nice. Now he took it back and he got it repaired, but then I got it back again, and now carriage moves fine, smoothly. But when I'm again about a page through, space bar just acts like a power space, and it starts at the left and goes all the way to the middle. And it'll do that for about 5 lines, and then it'll go back to another page of typing normal, and then all of a sudden space bar will just take off. And it's the most bizarre thing.
Wow.
Sounds in a minute, so it might be a cleaning thing.
Okay.
Yeah, if it doesn't happen all the time, then that kind of suggests that something is sticking.
Okay. I'll look into that. Then day after that, one pops up on an estate sale. So I went to check that out, and that one was techno, which is what she really wanted. And I'm not a rich man, but I do love my daughter. So
You have to get it. Mhm.
I bought it. I bargained on it, so I got it.
Eric, the way I look at it with typewriters is if you found a 50-year-old car in a barn, you would probably want to get it serviced before you drive it on the road. And typewriters are kind of that way, right?
Yeah.
You might just need to pick whatever one and send it to a reputable repair person and let them go over it if you can't, figure out the problem yourself.
Yeah, that's great advice, because that's what I thought about the ones giving me problems. Just take it to one of these guys and let them go through it. As much as I paid for it, it's worth it to get it working perfect. The one from the estate sale is working beautifully. It's like it's never been used. Doesn't have a scratch on it. It's techno, so gave it to her early. She's over the moon with it, and I'll take the other one and either deal with the space bar issue or eventually take it to somebody who can take a look at it.
Very good.
Very nice.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It sounds like an escapement issue, maybe. That's typical, right? But
The other thing it's doing is the margin release. When I hit the margin release, it jumps around a lot too. So it's just acting really funny.
Probably related.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because the other one, you hit the margin release, it doesn't move anything. You just keep on typing. But this one, it'll. I can't remember if it jacks it forward or jacks it backward a couple spaces. So.
Yeah, and the thing with those Hermes, the inner chassis is sealed up, right? So you can't just flip it up and gain access through the bottom. You have to take everything off, and it's kind of tricky to try to maneuver the body shell around the carriage and get it out. But that's probably if you don't want to fiddle with that, that's just leave it up to a reputable repair person, and you might want to just find a repair person and drop it off to them, and then because it'll probably take them a while to fix if they're busy,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm in Atlanta, and I thought about making a field trip to Nashville and seeing Kirk at Nashville Typewriter and just dropping it off and then letting him have
You know,
it.
that sounds like a
As long as
great
he-
strategy. And you get to visit Kirk also.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
probably a good idea.
probably buy another machine while I'm there.
Get all that Hank's pixie dust on you.
All right. So I'm gonna put the YouTube comments in here real quick because I stand corrected. Let me see if I can work this real quick. Okay, so
You sit corrected, actually. But
yeah.
Nice one, Joe.
So Jay McDermott says, Greg, John Schneider was on Dukes of Hazzard, not Starsky and Hutch.
Oh,
My show's mixed up.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They all look the same, right?
Yeah.
All
it's
those
true.
blondes.
Well, you know, I was very young at that time, so
That was David Soul on Starsky and Hutch.
what's that?
David Soul.
Yeah, don't give up on don't give up on this baby. That was
That's right.
Mhm.
Ooh, my sister had a big crush on David Soul.
Now, someone popped up the picture of Starsky and Hutch with a typewriter. Was that you, Brenda?
No,
was
I think
me.
that was Ted.
that
No,
was
it
me.
wasn't me.
No, it's
No?
right there. It's right beside you,
Oh, it
Brenda.
was John. It was John. Can you put it back
Okay.
up?
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's a
I
super
wanted to
writer.
drop the file into the chat, but I couldn't. So let me share the screen again.
Yeah.
Here.
There we go.
No, that's a Remington. What is that exactly?
Remington.
Super writer. Yeah.
Super.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's David Soul on typewriter, and what's his name? The other guy on vocals, I guess.
Paul Michael Glazer.
Paul Michael Glazer on vocals.
Wow.
and there's a pencil sharpener on the wall behind the guy. And I wonder
Oh,
if, Ted,
yeah.
if Ted can tell us the brand of pencil sharpener.
I know.
Oh, it actually looks like one I have, but I don't remember what the name is.
Acme, maybe?
Might be a Boss Stitch.
Do you collect those, Ted?
No, I have one, and it looks
I
exactly
have-
like that.
I have an old one like that. I have actually two. I have one kind of something like that, and then the other one like suction cups to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I don't know what's on the shell of mine is like a plasticky kind of thing that fits in there, and you can.
Yeah.
I guess when you empty it, I don't know what it is. My dad gave it to me.
Mm.
We
Yeah,
still
Sounds-
had them in schools till a couple of years ago. And then a child put its finger in, and we had to
Huh.
call the fire department to get the finger out.
They ruin everything.
So we had to get rid of them and get the electronic style because they can't be trusted. Those kids.
They're like drunk people, you know. That's what I'm like watching when I used to work at school and watching them kids run around in the playground. I'm like, you're all like drunk people. What are you doing? Crazy.
What was the outcome for the finger? Did the finger?
I mean, the mother freaked out. She was there when it happened, luckily, so we couldn't be blamed.
Oh my God.
Had to get rid of him.
No,
I thought you
he was
meant
fine.
you
He
had to
didn't.
get rid of the kids.
It was exciting for the child. He got to meet firemen, so he was very excited.
Wow.
So I guess Lynn was having trouble connecting on YouTube. She thought we weren't live, but we are live. But I think the issue she's running into, she's trying to view from the Type Pals website, and I just tested it just now, and it's not working on the Type Pals website. So apparently I can't embed a live stream. So I thought I could, but the past couple weeks it has not worked. And I thought I fixed it, but oh well. But I think I put the link in the chat, so I think she's headed to that now. So we should be good.
I see us on YouTube, so
Yeah,
we're definitely there.
Yeah, we're on there. Yeah. William, how are you doing?
Doing very well. It's great to be back. I was here for a very short time last week. I had to go, but this time I'm here for the duration.
Excellent.
And I just want to say a very good morning to Kimberly. Good morning,
Hey.
Kimberly. Good to see you. We've been messaging back and forth a few times, and
Nice.
yeah. And if anybody in the Toronto area has a really good electric typewriter, Kimberly would love to get her fingers on one. She says that she's working on getting her strength up to type
Yeah.
manually.
Yeah.
You're in Toronto, Kimberly. I'm from Toronto, but I live in Tokyo. So, and I haven't been able to go back for now 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So, when I know that you're there.
Well, when you come back in town, get in touch and we'll meet up.
Yeah, definitely. There's a few people who we can have a type in for sure.
Yeah.
Very good. Now,
Yes,
wait a minute. You said you're here for the duration, but did you know this could be an 8-hour meeting?
Jeez. I don't think so. I don't think so. However, I did get a postcard.
Oh, nice. Let me zoom in on you real quick. There we go.
From Portugal.
Ah,
Yay.
very
From
good.
João Bernardo.
Yeah, yeah. Very good.
I've been sending a few postcards and got a postcard from Jonathan.
Ooh,
With his last name offhand.
I like that.
That's a picture of Slough Main Street, which is not too
Nice.
far from where he lives.
Wow.
Except in
Yeah.
years, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got another postcard from Kelsey
Nice.
Nice.
from the Columbia River Gorge.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And yeah, I was telling Kelsey that reminds me a lot of the Old Man River Dam or the Three Rivers Dam, close to where I live. It's a great windsurfing area.
Wow.
Yeah, windsurfing, that's it. And then on a totally unrelated note, I got another postcard from my brother in England.
Ah, nice.
He was visiting Scotland, so sent a postcard from Edinburgh Castle.
Does he use typewriters?
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's all handwritten.
Okay.
Chicken scratch.
Yeah.
My brother is one who could use a typewriter.
Oh, yeah.
At least then we could read his writing.
That's funny.
And I got a whole stack of correspondence
Nice.
from other type pals, which is
Yeah.
terrific. I
Very
just
good.
love getting these and love sending them. And once my busy season has slowed down, I'll be able to devote more time to typing letters, so a lot more members will get letters. And of course, there's a picture of the TARDIS from Steve Ivan. Yeah. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. And can anybody guess who this came from?
That's Natasha right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was your first clue?
I like the R-rated stamp, and I'm always thinking I'm going to get a juicy letter, but they're pretty tame.
Yeah, and then I also got sent some of these.
Telegrams.
Yeah,
Very cool.
which will make some interesting writing paper. I have a Smith Corner Classic 10 with double Gothic on it, which might be interesting to type on those and send them wherever.
Yeah. Very good.
So now I see a new face. Luke, have we met?
No, I don't think so. I did join in last week's meeting, but only for 1 hour since I'm from Taiwan, so it's midnight here.
Yeah.
Taiwan?
Yes.
Right on.
We have Taiwan and Japan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
you're
loving
1
this.
hour 1 hour behind me, so I'm at like 1:23 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yes.
This has become a truly international group, hasn't it?
Yes,
Even
I
more
love
so,
it.
yes.
I love it.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah. I did recently do a survey of members that had been part of Type Pals for at least 2 months to kind of get feedback on, if they're sending letters, if they're receiving letters, and just like general comments. And someone made a very interesting observation that Type Pals is very USA centric, which I agree. And I suspected it was the case, and then I ran the stats, and it turns out about 70% is USA. So that's something I'm going to be working on, trying to get even more people.
Or you could just move overseas.
Yeah, that's true. I think one of his suggestions was to perhaps have a session at a different time so that more people would join this live stream internationally. I have tried that in the past, and it didn't go all that well. Well, I think I tried it once. I think it may have just been once, and I was a little disappointed with the result, but it may be worth a shot. We've grown a lot since then too, so but that is something I want to focus on, is getting more international people in the TypePals database. And I think he's in Australia, so he was saying that he's going to post in his Australian typewriter groups about us. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully there will be more people joining from Australia. That'd be fun.
Could use more Aussies.
Yeah. We do have a fair number of Canadians too.
Yep, the Canadian contingent.
It's funny though, because whenever I seem to come on here much more often than I intend to, because I always intend to be in bed like 3 hours before it starts. But in fact, I'm bad again because I'm on, so I must be bad because I haven't gone to bed yet. So it's fun to be good and on, But
yeah.
Well, you just have to take naps, or like on the days before on this day, and then you can take a nap, and then you can get up, and then you won't be tired at midnight.
Oh yeah, I got my hammock going. I can sleep anytime during the day, so I'm pretty good. But whoa, what time is it actually here?
Yeah.
I just can't say no. There's Care. How are you doing?
Yeah. Hi, Care.
Good morning. John. Hi,
Yeah.
John.
You're in Oregon now.
I am. Yes.
Okay.
It's green and foggy out. Kind of like
You don't get much of that in California, right?
What? No. Okay. So I have a box to unpack.
Ooh, yes, please.
Okay. It's probably not going to be one of those, oh wow. It's probably going to be more like, oh, poor Care.
Oh.
And I'm not good at setting the thing up. Maybe I'll turn a light on.
Are you telling us that it's a Care package?
Ooh.
There's a specific reason why I got this. I realized when the box came, you can see it's not a big box. And then I looked back at the listing. This was from Shop Goodwill. And I realized, oh, right, it didn't have a case. I was in such a hurry. I was doing a bunch of regret bidding because I lost out on a machine I really wanted that went for a very low price. And I just spaced out the end of the auction. And so then I went and bid on like a dozen machines. I didn't get any of those. So then I found this one and I was like, oh, I need one of those. Who cares that it's filthy? It's so filthy. Oh, look. Packing paper. We'll see. Packing paper, no case.
Hopefully there's some bubble wrap in there.
They did. Oh, look. I did send them instructions.
Oh, well, that looks promising.
So that,
Yeah, that's bubble wrap, yeah.
that's good. I don't know if you guys can see. Anyone want to guess? And anyone knowing me want to guess?
I think it's a typewriter.
You just
Royal Quiet Deluxe.
It's, what did you say?
Royal Quiet Deluxe.
You're partly right.
Royal.
A golden touch.
Oh. Yeah.
What? It's a royal, but what kind of royal?
Arrow.
O or P?
Who said that?
Joe?
Me.
Kimberly.
You got it in one. And you want to guess the year? I'm not completely sure of the year.
1948.
I think you're probably really close. If I hate it, I'll send it.
Oh. welcome to Typewriter Club Live, Kimberly.
Why did you want to buy this one? What's so good about it?
Well, because I have multiples of this body style, and I have aristocrats and I have QDLs, but I don't have an arrow.
Oh.
So even though this is probably the filthiest typewriter I ever saw on offer on Shop Goodwill, I mean, you could see the sort of mud streaks where they probably tried to wipe it down a little bit.
That just means it's worth rescuing.
Well, that's the thing. This was like a rescue bid, and I got it for $16, and I think the shipping was like $12. So it's still an under $30 typewriter.
Wow.
But I did have a fantasy of opening it up and finding out that it was Vogue or something. But
Don't you already have one anyways, of Vogue?
I do. How did you know
So stop it.
that?
Stop it.
Send it to us if it is.
Yeah.
See, then I could sell it to somebody for more than $16. All right, I'm just slicing through this because at a certain point, this is boring TV, right?
Oh, that is curvy.
Yeah, it looks promising so far. I love the little curl on the carriage return lever where it just
it's so
your
pretty,
perfectly.
isn't it? Aw. Oh, they locked the ship for some reason.
Does it smell good?
Yeah, it doesn't really smell like
I love the smell of them typewriters.
No, it's
Didn't Frank Herbert write June on one of those?
Huh.
Really?
I think I have a picture, like a graphic of him typing in. Somebody said that it was like something like that. It looks like.
Wow. So you can see how
filthy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like
it's dirty.
It's dirty.
That's fun though.
It's dirty.
It's like Muddy Puppy. It's so cute.
I like to clean them.
Yeah.
That's going to be
fun. It's fun.
Let's see if it works, huh?
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, no drawband. Okay.
Oh boy.
I like fixing drawbands. The very first drawband I fixed was on a machine like this. So
okay.
Easy.
Well, that's good.
And the trick to getting a new drawband in is to set the typewriter on its edge, so you can use gravity to pull the drawband through, hook it onto the C clip, put it back, give the drum, move the carriage to the right, give the drum about 5 turns, put the knot into the slot, release the tension, and you're on your way.
Yeah, and these are particularly easy to do that with, and I have spring hooks and stuff. Well, and the bell works.
It's a pretty one.
It's gonna be.
And look, and everything seems to. Honestly, the inside is not. I mean, it's kind of like normal dirty, but it's not like mouse turd dirty.
What kind of a typeface does it have? Can you tell?
Trying to figure that out. I'm really bad at this. Where's Peter Stewart? It looks like sort of a standard elite. I always get excited and think something's a script because they're on a slant, and then they're not. I think it's just your basic standard elite, but
it's Royal Cartoon.
Now that would be something.
So somewhere after 1940 and before 1950. So we'll find out. I'll look at the thing and get back to you on the year. But actually, I'm quite pleased with this. And for all that I love these machines and for all that I love Royals, I never really. Okay, it doesn't have a tab. Is that the difference with the Arrow? That it doesn't have a tab?
Yeah.
I'm always like, so the Arrow, the Aristocrat, the QDL, like what's the difference? And it's usually the tab or something, right? So
you don't need a tab.
This promises to be a lovely addition to the crew. All right, there you have it.
Nice.
The filthy Royal Arrow.
Live unboxing.
Yeah. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Thank you,
There you
Jared.
go.
A little dirt is not bad for $16.
Yeah. Yeah.
It came yesterday and I was like, I think I'll just save this for tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
You're better than me. I couldn't wait to get mine
I,
out of the
yeah,
box.
I was very tempted, but I had very low expectations of this machine. It's been something spectacular, but I think this is lovely. Oh, and the other thing that I noticed about it, which I wasn't, is it the band that's usually chrome around the
Mm-hmm.
ribbon cover is black.
It's cool.
That would be a wartime or pre-war Royal.
Well, that's well, it must be wartime because it's
Yeah.
1940 or after.
Yeah,
So-
they blackened the band on some of the lower end ones and just before the war started because they were saving
Because
saving
what?
chrome. They were saving
Oh,
the
they're
chrome.
saving chrome. Oh, cool. Well, see, now it has a little something special.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Well, thank you for sharing in my unpacking.
It's always fun to have live unboxings.
Yes.
I always love it when Natasha does it. So
I know. And then I know May Travis has done some too.
Mhm.
oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
got a lot of flair for that.
Yeah. Oh boy. That one time.
How's your,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was
Linda.
just gonna ask, how's your Inktober going?
Oh, it's going well. Do you want to see? I have 2 so far.
You should check out Dee Dee Willingham on YouTube channel. She does the Inktober. She's the Coffee and Art in the Morning. Dee Dee
Oh.
Willingham.
Willingham,
Check her out. She's on Monday, Wednesdays, and sometimes Fridays in the morning, like 8 a.m. my time. I don't know. It would be probably 6 a.m. your time, or
yeah,
I don't know. But anyways, you can watch her playlist. But she does the Inktober. She's a really good artist.
Oh, cool. I'm a really
Check her out.
casual artist. I don't do.
I mean, everyone's an artist, but
I decided to type them in what's that? Yeah. I typed in,
rub it in.
and I made my
Rub it in.
Oh, is that thistle font that they use on those typewriter thingies?
Yeah.
and this was yesterday's. I don't know. It's warm fence is actually what they call a split rail fence that zigzags, but that's not how I interpret it. I'm not doing the official Inktober words. I pick my own. So
They're
yeah,
gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Cute. Very nice.
I'm posting them on Instagram if anybody wants to go see them. Minerva Wisdom Arts. and we have Ken dolls there. Is that like Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock or something?
This is Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, right. You were talking about them.
Yep. There they are.
My mom used to call them.
They're hanging out. They're gonna chill with us today. So
That actually looks a lot like Starsky.
yeah.
Yeah, Hutch is a little, don't give up on him.
Don't give up on us, baby. We can still pull through.
Then we have Joe's.
Oh, what's for breakfast?
Oh, Joe's having a bagel. Nice.
It's an egg,
Scrambled egg
and
bagel.
bacon, Swiss cheese bagel.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Don't
I might
get
even
crumbs in that
stop being
typewriter.
vegetarian.
No, I'll try not.
What is it with this Internet of Things? Like, why can't I have a bite?
Well, here,
Invent it.
let's try that. Here, try that.
Oh yeah.
Don't get it on your camera.
I know. It's a manual focus lens. I couldn't keep it focused. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see here.
Let me zoom in on you again.
The closest that's close focus lens. Here. It's about 6 inches away from the.
Oh wow! Look at that cheese.
Look at that bacon. Bacon.
Yum.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, man.
All right, I'm gonna eat this, and you guys can have fun.
Okay. I'll just leave you big on the screen. No.
Thanks. It's better you see this than you see me eating it.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Well, I did have to special order in a tool. I don't know.
Let me zoom in on you here.
See that?
There we go.
A 316 nut driver,
Nice.
so that I could make an adjustment. Let's turn that right up so you can read the brand, made in Germany. On this 1951 Underwood finger flight champion.
Ooh, nice.
The uppercase and lowercase were out of alignment by about half a letter. And it took me a little while to figure out where the adjustment was. Let's see if I can do this without. But if you look in the middle of the universal bar, there's a 5/16 diameter hole. The nut driver goes through there. You can't really see the nut. It may be there. To reach that nut, to unlock the nut so you can adjust the screw to adjust the upper and lower case.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a tricky one, but I got it done.
Wow. That really seems really complicated for something that people need to do rather often.
That's
Well,
esoteric.
the thing is that supposedly once you get it set up, you need never touch it again.
Oh, but
Because
that's not true because you have to touch it again.
okay,
The
now-
second time.
What often
next
happens to
years
those
will be
is
fine, yeah.
there's a bumper. There's like a phenolic bumper on the set screw that dampens
That-
the shock of the shifting, and that cracks over time. And
And squashes.
it's and then it squashes, and then you have to readjust it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the Smith Corner laptops, what I do on those is I take out the squashed rubber ones and make a new one out of 1/16 thick gasket material. It's not quite as quiet, but it brings everything back in line again. And this particular underwood that I'm just showing you, somebody had it to pieces and put things back together all sorts of wrong. The star wheels around the carriage bolts were put under the rear of the carriage track to adjust the height. So the balls were rolling around freely. They put some wire loops around the end of the rails on the carriage so that the balls wouldn't fall out. And it's a whole bunch of stuff. So that machine had to come right to pieces to get everything sorted out.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's right out of my nightmares.
Yeah. But the thing is being a mechanic, the first thing in a first lesson, first year ready to college, our instructor said, don't fill your head with all the specifications, technical details, talk specs, and all the rest of that. Those are all in books. What you're here to do is to learn the basic principle by which all this stuff operates. When you finish your course, your 4 years, you'll be able to go out to a machine, look at it, figure out how the designer or the engineer incorporated the principles into the design, figure out why the principles failed, reestablish a principle, and you'll be on your way to fixing the machine. The same holds true with typewriters. Once you understand how it works or how it's supposed to work, you can see and look and find out why it's not working. Reestablish that principle, even just one principle at a time. The schema principle, the tab principle, the type bar principle, one at a time, and eventually you got the whole machine working again.
Excellent.
I don't know if you quite call that quite a Zen approach to it, but it works for me.
Yeah.
and in my I've been mechanicking now since '85, and in my years of mechanicking, I've learned that 85% of mechanicking is diagnostics, and 90% of all mechanical problems are usually something simple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it's
Thank
those
you for all of that, William. That's great. I need a mindset for these things. That's really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. But it's often those simple things that are the ones that drive you the most crazy, though. Especially when you discover that it is simple. It's like,
The last thing you realize, the last thing you check, the easiest
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Diane, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good,
Hi,
good.
Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Morning, Diane. Oh, here's Bill too. Morning, Bill.
Yeah,
Good to see
hi,
you.
Bill. How are
Morning.
you?
Hey,
Haven't seen you for
Diane.
a while.
Yeah.
I loved reading your one-time page about Peggy and where it was, and he found popular science magazine about a personal computer in the bottom drawer of a desk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, we kind of interrupted Diane's introduction.
And Diane, what's your cat's name again?
Oh, this cat, this one is Hogan.
Oh,
No.
that makes sense. Yep. That's
Yeah.
good.
Hogan's Heroes.
My hero.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I have a Clink too.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
No, that was Schultz.
Oh.
I don't have a Schultz.
Quick,
A theme here.
Yeah, Clink wore the monocle.
Okay.
Colonel Bulcott, I will do as you say. Yes.
There's that interesting story about Hogan's Heroes, like that the guy that played Klink and the guy that played Schultz were really intensely anti-Nazi. They were German and they had lost family members in the war, and they agreed to play these parts because they could make buffoons out of the Nazis, and because the Germans never won. And the little French guy, he was a member of the resistance, the French resistance, before he was in that show. If you like look into each of the,
he was in a concentration camp.
Oh my
Robert Clary, he was in a concentration camp.
so
There was even an article in TV Guide, I don't remember what year, late 60s, I think. And it actually had the tattoo, the number on his arm.
wow.
Wow.
Villanelle.
And
My Busha,
they were really close friends, all of them, I think. Yeah.
my Busha was taken from her family over in Poland and put to work at someone's farm and had to take care of the children. And I think she was around 20 some years old when they took her and made her work there.
Oh.
So, and my grandfather, my Jaja, he was a cabinet maker over there. I don't know if he was a cabinet maker for Hitler, but he was, in on all that too. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sad, that your people were treated that way.
And it's not far away. It's not,
No.
it's 1 degree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to segue, but this is the state of the art of my attempt to take a Hebrew typewriter and get Yiddish to come out of it. And actually, like, there's this guy named Eddie Portnoy, who is, one of the experts in the field of Yiddish typewriters. He's written some of the, along with Nick Block, who's another one, who've written about Yiddish typewriters, which have now become, it's impossible to buy one for under, $1,000. And most of them are being, collected into certain collections where they're, they'll be protected. But I figured out ways using the backspace, because they go the other way, to get half spaces to do some of these characters like oi and a and I. And then you have to like flip up and down to get like an underline halfway through and a bunch of other things. So I've got like all these little tricks that I can do to type Yiddish with a Hebrew typewriter.
Wow.
It's cool.
It keeps getting better, but every time I'm going like, oh no, I forgot to shift. And so I'm using these little eraser things but like you got to get a dot in the middle and it's halfway through the backspace, but also in the Platen shift. And then it's like, okay, I got it right in the middle of the f, so it becomes a p, but then it's like, oops, I got it wrong, and then I can't erase it. Anyway, it's an ongoing process, but it's preferable
Very
to
cool.
$1,000 on a
Yeah. Wow. So any new typewriters, Diane? Or accessories?
We'll see if it can get here in one piece. I'll just say that.
Oh no.
I am hoping. We'll see.
Okay.
What's it going to be when it gets here in one piece? Are you going to wait and share that later?
I'll wait and share that later.
Top secret? Okay.
Want to share it in case?
Jinx it.
I want to say that Kimberly was right. Well, very close. It's
Close.
the arrows
Yeah, exciting for me.
1946. Very close.
Wow, 1946.
So I'll send it to you, Kimberly. If I end up hating it, you win the prize.
Oh,
What was 1946?
her live unboxing of this.
Unboxing of the filthy royal.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Well, here it is. Hi, Diane. It's got no drawband and it's sort of covered in mud. And before it was even out of the wrapping, Kimberly guessed that it was a Royal Arrow of 1948. So I don't know. There's some kind of psychic bond going.
I loved it upon sight. It's like I said, a muddy puppy. It's adorable. I love it.
I lost a Royal Arrow to shipping when I first started collecting.
I hate that. And I realized that I bid on it in a sort of a fugue state. So I didn't realize it didn't have a case, but it came all in one piece.
Yeah, I found that Shop Goodwill has gotten a lot better at packaging typewriters.
Oh, I send them many pages of instructions.
Yeah. But there's been a couple times where I forgot to do that, and it came and it was just beautifully packaged. I was like, wow, they're learning. they're probably tired of the refunds.
Right. I lost I think it was a KHM. It was beautiful. And it was when I was in Eugene before San Diego. And I think it just came from Portland. And I felt so stupid for not driving up to get it. And they packaged it perfectly. It was so incredibly well packaged. And somehow I think it got dropped from a height onto its front corner and it just shattered the frame and it skewed everything. And I parted it out. And finally I just sent it to somebody for parts. But
I actually do have something new.
Oh,
it's an ink blotter.
Oh,
Ooh, wow!
And it's just your type.
That's right.
Water.
Well, the back is blue. But anyway.
But how do
Diane, is that the one that they would put onto like one of these rolly things and then they put that over the signatures and stuff, or is that something different?
No, I think it's just whenever you're using ink. I mean, like fountain pen or something, and you want to dry it or something. I guess that's how you use it.
As I have these visions of like MacArthur and the Japanese signing the surrender, and then they would have this round rolly thing that they would put over all the signatures to keep it from the ink from running. I wondered
although there's on those, I think you have to unscrew the thing and you have to attach. I know what you're talking about. You have to like attach it on one side and wrap it around the bottom and attach it to the other side, and then I guess you screw it tight so that you can roll it like that with your hand. But this is more of an ad that I got, but I guess this side is supposed to be used as an ink blotter, I guess. I don't know, but I didn't buy it for that purpose.
Yeah.
It's impressive that it's so pristine. And maybe are they trying to like persuade people to move from like fountain pens to typewriters?
A segue, yeah.
Yeah, I like how it says new visible. It says new visible here.
And typewriters rented.
You can see what
Yeah, I know. I like that. Typewriters rented, repaired, operators supplied. I wonder how the heck they managed that one.
They rent a secretary, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the 2021 version. Wow, I got to get one of those.
That's what?
The 2021 version. I got to get one of those.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I couldn't read that part in reverse.
Oh.
I think that would be worth scanning.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can print it off in card.
Yeah.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Share it with the world.
What?
Sorry. Go ahead.
I said share it with the world.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a letterhead for Smith Premier that I got in a PDF. I'm wondering if Office Depot will print me out some paper with that on top, or if they'll tell me I'm in violation of copyright or something.
I'm sure that copyright has elapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
somebody had a scan page with the letterhead on it, and I thought, well, that would be cool to have that on some paper. Since I'm the weirdo who likes these things.
Oh. Yes, William, you were going to say something?
Yes, I did find a new addition to my collection.
Oh, nice.
Oh, pretty.
For a whole $25.
Wow.
I love those. I
Um,
really love those.
I was-
Online. They're so great.
I was down in Lethbridge for an appointment, probably a month ago, and I stopped in an antique store called Grandma's Antiques, had a look around. I had a few typewriters for $100, $140. And as I was walking out, this blue just caught my under a chair behind some other stuff. So I pulled it out, and the price sticker was $25, but I could see that there was other price stickers below it. So I peeled it off, and below it was $125. And below that was $150. So they obviously gave up selling it for that much and picked up $25. Now, haven't even tried it. This will be another cleaning project. So,
That's lovely.
it's something.
I could just see me finding that and trying to get it home from there. Because I was up in Lethbridge back in 2018, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I could just see me trying to get that onto that little prop job. Then my trip took me from Lethbridge to Calgary to Edmonton to Toronto and then to St. Louis.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But you have to remember, Lethbridge is an hour and 10-minute drive from here.
Oh,
so
is
I just
it?
drive.
Wow.
Yeah, yes. So
Okay.
it's Lethbridge is actually my closest city.
Where are you, William?
Please repeat.
Where are you actually?
In a little town called Staveley, which is an hour's drive south of Calgary in southern Alberta.
Staveley?
Sierra Tango Alpha Victor Lima Echo Yankee.
Staveley.
Staveley,
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that part of the world.
We're just heading into fall now. Yeah.
Nice.
The weather app on my phone says it's possible to snow next Monday. So winter might be setting in soon.
Wow. Meanwhile, summer has come back in Southern California.
Yep, here too. Yep.
Can I ask a question? I have an issue with my new old SG3, which is, and this is something I have on all the ones that have the paper support, which is that there's a little bit of felt in the back that, there's the paper support flips up and then there's a little extender that comes out to hold the paper up. And there's felt in there to hold it up and it kind of clicks in. And I think the plastic clicking in and the thickness of the felt hold it up. But it seems like the felt dries out and maybe the plastic also, gets worn down. And so whenever you type vigorously, the top extender will drop down. But it's kind of hard to get in there to add more felt or do something. Has anyone found a solution for getting that extender to stay where it is?
Wow, that's a tough
What
one.
extender is this again? Sorry.
It's on the SG3, the Olympia SG3s and also the SG1s. They have like a flip up extent. There are different ones on the SG3, but the older type has like a triangular plastic piece and then has a slider that comes out like a ruler and it has a little bit of felt in there. I took a picture. So
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
So I'm talking about this. Yeah, but it's this little bit of felt in the back of it. If that's thick enough, that will keep it from dropping down. And there's a bit of plastic as well. But then what happens is on the back end, it just dries out. and it won't stay up anymore. So I'm just wondering if anyone's figured out, like, should I be trying to inject with a hypodermic, like trying to inject some moisture in there to get the felt to get back to where it was, or I don't know.
No,
like,
do not do that.
I don't have one in front of me, but I'm thinking that that extendable piece must remove from the triangular piece.
You'd think you'd be able to pull it out, right? But I'm afraid of breaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably a tight fit or something. Maybe there's a piece of plastic that has to bend a little bit to get it out. A lot of these that we see in the States, are actually missing the plastic support entirely. So you're actually lucky you have one that's not broken.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to change that if I try to fix it.
Yeah.
Because I've got a couple. I have two of these. I have two with that kind of thing on the SG3, and then I have an SG1 that has the same, and they all have the same issue. And then there's another SG3 made in Mexico that has more like a kind of early iPhone type shaped extender, which I got from Sir Gerald in the Philippines, but that's a different story.
Is it possible that the extended part actually slides out the bottom of the support? You have unpin it, slide it out the bottom, replace the felt, slide it back in from the bottom, and then is it possible? With having never seen one,
I don't think so.
In person. The other thing you may do is to submit that question to Typewriter Talk and see in the repair and maintenance and see if anybody out there has any ideas for you.
Or I know that John is also on one of the Typewriter Facebook groups, so maybe one of those groups.
It actually dropped down while I was bringing it here.
I saw that, yeah.
So this is the thing. You see the felt in this part
yeah.
is actually kind of deformed because that's the side that's dried up or worn out or whatever.
So maybe if you remove the whole plastic bracket from those metal holders, maybe like William was saying, maybe it removes through the bottom of the
If you
triangle.
slide the hinge pin right out, lift it up, it almost looks to me like the extender would slide out the bottom.
I think there's a little lip on top of the arm.
That's just what I'm thinking, but
it's actually blocked, so it can't come out the bottom. But
okay,
like Joe was saying, maybe it does look like the two pins that hold it in might be able to be with a fingernail or something brought in, and then the whole thing might come out. Maybe that's why they're usually missing from these things, right?
Right.
I think actually those metal clips are on either side of the support pry open. The metal pins in the plastic push down in, and I've read about this in the past. I've always just been concerned that over the years, as the plastic itself becomes more brittle, what was intended just to be a part that would snap out of those metal clips on the other side might end up breaking. So if I was ever going to try to take mine out, I'd probably try to pry those metal clips open with a, like maybe a screwdriver or something, and then you could work on it separately by itself.
Right. I'm just going to see if I can do this with it looks like I can get it from the side. Maybe not.
Boom.
Luke, did you have a comment or a question?
What's that?
Yeah, maybe it is possible you just wrap up a rubber band in a sliding part and you keep it from falling. Maybe. I never seen this machine before, so it's just a suggestion. I probably gotta go.
Okay.
In a minute, but I'll finish up the rest of the meeting in a later state. Last time last meeting people talking about the book, which I have as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the book that encouraged me to get a Remington portable, which equipped with a geared type bar.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually acquired a Remington, the Australian built Remington. I'm not sure I'm not sure if you can.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
cool.
my. That's
Oh
terrific.
wow, it says
Yeah.
Australian built.
So I guess it's based on the model, portable Model 5.
Mhm.
And
Never seen them before. That's beautiful.
if my memory is correct, that the guy Aussie typewriters, Robert Messenger,
Mhm.
Yes.
I think he has an article introducing this machine. All right, so before I leave, I have one question with this Remington, that there is a link or something here which I can never figure out what the functionality
Oh,
of
what
it.
was that? I think that's
Okay, what that is, I can tell you exactly what that is.
Okay.
That is a carriage shift typewriter. And if you,
Yes.
okay, now set the carriage lock, shift lock. Now push that link in at the back. Clunk. It should drop down. Push it in. There's the idea of that is so that when you put the case onto the typewriter and you forgot to put it back in the lower case, as you put the case on, that link will push in and drop the carriage down.
Oh.
Now it may not work, seeing as how old the machine is, but that was a design feature of it.
Oh, finally I got the answer.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
I guess so. I guess so. The thing is, this machine, when I get it, it was extremely old, and all the rubber feet deformed so much and sticking on the plate, on the base. Yes. So even the part of the backing plate was sticking on the base as well. This piece. Yeah, so I never figured out what that was until now. Thank you very much.
Very
You're
good.
welcome.
So Luke, sorry, before you go, I just need to show you.
Yeah.
So your idea of the elastic band works perfectly. It's not falling down anymore. So
Oh,
good
nice.
idea. That's cool.
Right.
The simplest fix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good, Luke.
Thank you.
Good that I have some contribution.
Yeah.
I think I'm also in that Facebook group with Australian fellow collectors. So yes, I will try to encourage people in Australia, collectors in Australia, maybe to come join us.
Yeah, definitely. That would be great.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
we do have one. We do have one member in Australia. I think it's Charles Greer. His name in Sydney area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so yes, good talking to you, Lou. You take care there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I must go.
Okay.
Right. Have a good day.
Take care there. Sign out.
All right. I'm so glad that worked, John. That's excellent. Yeah. That's one thing I love about this when we do kind of on the spot fixes, it's amazing.
Now I'm going to start selling those as SG3 bands for $10 a band.
Oh, that's funny.
Did you say $60 a bed?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Very good.
You'll probably sell some, so.
I know, huh? So I've been wondering, Bill, have you been hanging out at the Type Sound?
Where
Type
at?
space.
Type Space.
Oh,
Sorry.
I haven't been over there in a while. I every once in a while I'll end up chatting with Tony. and but I haven't spent too much time over there. Just been a bit busy as of late.
Yeah.
But when I talked to him last, we were sort of chatting about the possibility of putting together a type-in, and I'm kind of at a loss. I've never attended a type-in before, so I'm not exactly sure what's expected of such an event. But he has the space and the typewriters. So,
Those are the two ingredients you need.
yeah. And his space is really nice. But I don't know what a reasonable amount of people would be. And one of the challenges right now is just, with the pandemic and the ever-changing regulations that they're putting in place, how much distance there has to be and so forth. It's kind of a challenging time to try to think about putting something like that together.
Yeah.
So I haven't really done much with it. One of the things that, I had in mind was just, I hadn't expected it to have been so long since I was actually here with all of you folks. But I was just going to query the group, those who have attended type-ins, just what kind of thoughts they might have on such events. And, I might be able to glean some knowledge from that could be used in putting something together here.
Well, we've had a number of type-ins that were actually outdoor on the breezeway in front of a paper store. And so I called them type outs.
Nice. Yeah.
So that worked really nice. And I think we had ours in either October or early November before it got really cold here. So I guess the rainy season must already be starting now up there.
Well, by the time I would be able to pull something together, it certainly will have, yeah.
It would be nice to have a venue maybe covered like a portico or something, but outdoors enough where you could spread out and get like 6 foot distancing between tables or whatever. We haven't had a type out either in Albuquerque since the pandemic for that reason alone. But yeah, that's one thing, right? Is if you had more space, you could spread out.
Right. Yeah, and that's just kind of the challenge at this point. And the thing is, I think it'd be something great done sooner rather than later, just so people could get into his shop and see what it's about. And I know nothing about running a business, but I would guess that having those kind of things taking place earlier rather than later in the course of business getting established would be a good thing. But it's just so challenging with the pandemic. Having something ideally having something outdoors, like you mentioned, would be the solution, but his space obviously is all inside.
Well, another solution might be to try and do a virtual event online, a live stream from his shop. And you might even be able to do it in a periodic basis, like once every few weeks or once a month or whatever. Do a live stream. If you can find some more typewriter aficionados in the area that like to frequent the shop and maybe have the owner himself there too, you can kind of do a little kind of a podcast live stream kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And that would bring some attention to the shop and all that. So, and maybe help bring the typewriter community together.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing we did in Tokyo was Arthur Grau was someone who came here and set up a type-in in a restaurant. And so there were drinks and, little things that you could have. And he had a number of typewriters and we were all encouraged to bring ours. So there were some very, cool typewriters. But one thing was that there was a kind of suggested dress theme. So people who came like I dressed sort of like with a vest and a tweed suit or something like that, and a cap and so on. And so there was sort of like it was kind of like a bit of a Mardi Gras of typers kind of thing. And then he also had brought these stamps, like vintage stamps that could still be used. I think they're, the US Post Office still acknowledges those. So, and the idea was you would type a letter to someone, and I did type a couple of letters, and then they would put stamps on them and mail them for you when he was going back to the US, so he would ship them from there. So the idea is you could, type letters and they would be sent, and then there was the food thing, and then there was the dress up thing. So if you think of a few themes like that, some people do typing, speed tests or competitions or other kinds of, telling a story that gets passed around or whatever. There's a lot of different things you could do that would make it fun. And so if you check online, I think you'll find some ideas that might help you.
Yep. Cool.
I was wondering if they have much room in front of their storefront, like
not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Okay.
No.
Okay.
And yeah, it's he's got a little bit of sidewalk space out front, but then there's like cars parked right up next to that walk, and it's especially tight right now because they're doing construction on the main road that's just like a few storefronts down. That's one of the major cross streets. So it's kind of challenging.
Is there like well, I was gonna say a park or something, but then you're dealing with the elements.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I doubt that he'd want to be, getting his machines, out in a park or something. So
yeah,
I'm sure we can figure something out. It might be something where we just have to plan for what the most stringent restrictions have been thus far, in case those should be put back into place at the time of the event.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably going to be one of those things where we just have to start out small and maybe have multiple smaller events.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And hopefully people wouldn't be too put off by that.
It'd be like a poetry corner or something, or a poetry contest, or
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and his vision for his part of the reason, like for the name of his business and all that, is it's supposed to be the kind of place where people could just like in theory I could go over there and be typing my letters instead of here at home, and if somebody else happens to walk in, there's like anybody can you can use the machine, you can actually use the machines and try them out while you're there at the shop. And so it's a cool concept. It just needs participation in that kind of thing.
I would advise trying to get a hold of some local poets and writers. They're most likely in the Portland area. You have a creative group of people that meet regularly in terms of writers, and see if you can't have them start coming to his shop as a meeting place.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right.
Yeah. And also he should do something like one type page where if you go in and type something in his shop, you can he can scan it and put it on his website.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That is a good
what
idea.
got typed today.
In fact, he should have some letterhead paper with his shop logo and address and phone number, and then he can scan that whole thing and it'll already have his contact information on it.
It'll be like a built-in ad.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he actually, from time to time on his Instagram account, he will scan little bits and blurbs that people have typed on machines while testing, just, interesting or funny things that people have typed, and he throws that up on Instagram. And so he could take that a step further along the lines of what you just mentioned. So that's a great idea.
Yeah, very good.
I just popped a link into the chat, which is this regional assembly of text, I think it's called, and they have a shop in Vancouver and one in Victoria in British Columbia, and I went to the one in Vancouver, It is such a delight. And I'm so happy to see that they survived the pandemic. They have like dozens of typewriters there, and then like beautiful cards and a bunch of stuff. But the thing is, you can go in, you can use the typewriters. They have little events where you can go in and type a letter for your friend or whatever. It might be interesting just to take a look at those websites and see if there are any ideas that resonate.
Yeah, I've actually been to their shop in Victoria, and I visited their shop before I ever got into typewriters, and it was really cool. You know, it was a neat model because their whole thing is the majority, I think, of their product they actually design and produce themselves for their stationery, and then the typewriters they had set up like in little cubbies. And I think you rented a typewriter by the hour or something like that for a very reasonable price. But the thought being you could buy any of their stationery designs and go ahead and use their typewriters, you know, right there if you like to. And it was a really cool place.
Yeah, are you in Victoria, Bill?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Oh yeah,
But
okay.
but I love Victoria is like one of my favorite places. We visited there a number of times. And,
So I guess you frequent Ace typewriters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I could.
Matt's just such a great guy.
I have this thick mat that I got from Jordy Vollum, who's there, of the Ace typewriter, underpinning for the massive SG1s and SG3s and stuff. That's such a great typewriter pad.
Yeah. It's funny when Tony opened up his shop here, Typespace. He actually he talked to Matt first, kind of like to get his blessing. He's like, because everybody here that's into typewriters, I think, just they adore and respect Ace Typewriters. It's a great place, and he's like, he originally went to him with the thought of opening like a southeast location of Ace Typewriters, and but for Matt, it's the family business. His mom and dad started it, and he's been there. He started like carrying out work functions when he was just 8, and so he's been doing that practically his entire life. And he's like, why don't you just start your own place? Because he's had so much business that he's having a hard time keeping up with demand himself. And so that's how Tony went on to start Typespace, just his own concept. And it was pretty cool.
That's my pad.
There you go.
Yeah, that is a solid.
Wow, that's thick.
That's my ace in the hole.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, the first time I ever went to Ace, I went to get some ribbons for my machines, and he installed them while I waited. I was just expecting to go, pick him up, make sure I got the right thing for the machines. That was like just when I first got started in all this about a year ago, and I saw the pads. I'm like, oh, you have typewriter pads. How much are those? And he was like cash only at his shop, and I'm like, after I paid for the ribbons, I didn't have enough cash to get a type pad, and he's like, just take it, and you can pay me back the next time you're here. I'm like, you've never even met me before. And he's like, you'll be back. But I ended up going down the street to the ATM and then buying one of his typewriter pads. But that's just the kind of person he is,
Wow.
A cheap alternative for typewriter pads is go down to your local Walmart, pick up a 1/4-inch thick yoga mat, cut a 14-inch length off the end of it, cut that in half, and you have 2 12 or 14-inch typewriter pads. And then what I use is a 2-inch typewriter spool as a template to round the corners.
Yep.
And you can still do abbreviated yoga on the rest of the mat.
Or I guess if you're really good, you could just use the mat, and when you're on the road, you could use it as a typewriter pad and a yoga mat. But you have to be really flexible.
Yeah.
Yoga typing.
What's that, Reverend?
A playing card.
What you got there, Reverend?
Yeah.
This is a a pad I made from one time is at a thrift store, and I found a whole box full of those kind of carpet squares that are like puzzle shaped.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That you use at conventions to make floors.
Yeah.
And it's about it's almost an inch thick, and it's got carpet on the top and rubber on the bottom, so it doesn't
Perfect.
slide around. And I got this whole 6 foot size box of this stuff for, I think it was $30, and I've been making typewriter pads out of it ever since, and it's wonderful stuff.
Wow.
I've got several of them sitting here, and I've been giving them away, and I'm almost out of them now, but I have enough for me.
Yeah.
But that's another good option. Is they're super lightweight, so once you get them in the right size, you can just throw them in your backpack or something, and it provides good padding for the machine, and also is a great typewriter pad.
Yeah.
I've been using what's called a gamer's mouse pad.
Oh.
They're
the
the
big ones.
perfect size. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Huh. Interesting. I was gonna say, or do like Joe does and use a pillow. I'm sure he doesn't do that all the time, but
When I'm sitting in bed typing.
there you go. I think I did try that once, and it was a very bouncy experience. It took some getting used to. Yeah. So Eric, it looks like your Zoom session is stable now, so that's good.
Yeah, I switched over to my phone.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what was going on with my computer.
Yeah. It's pretty funny when, in many ways, our phones are better than our computers. Oh, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got to show off my shirt real quick.
Oh, yeah. Let's zoom in on you.
Did Chicago Typewriter.
Oh, nice.
Little wrinkle.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Nothing better than octopus typing.
Do you know if they're selling those online?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
That's Lucas's
Dool.
place, right?
Oh, okay. I love that one.
Yeah.
I'll have to get that.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Yeah. Very cool. And I see Kara's hard at work cleaning her typewriter. At one point, I caught her smelling it.
Cats, how about that, right? Cats, it's so funny how cats are so drawn to typewriters. I feel like they must be reading, like it must for them be like reading the Wall Street Journal or something to sniff out a typewriter.
Yeah. The only interest my dogs have in the typewriters is when I bring in the package. They'll sniff it. But when we had a cat, oh man, you take the typewriter out of the case, he's in the case. It's just a given, So yeah, I do miss having a cat. We'll never have one again, mind you, but because we're dog people. But yeah, we do miss him a lot, though. Yeah. Well, first of all, my shame is over. I did get a copy of the Typewriter Revolution.
Yay.
I can see why the cover price
It's a cool book.
is so high. I mean, it's amazing inside. I mean, all kinds of color pictures, and it really looks like a textbook, actually. I was briefly showing it to my wife and said, wow, that looks like a textbook. So
Do they still have the
typewriter
built-in?
What's that?
I was going to ask.
Oh, it has its own built-in typewriter ribbon.
Yes.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
That's cool.
It's my favorite part.
Yep.
It's wedged in there. Yes. So I was thrilled to finally get that. I haven't really had a chance to look at it yet. I flipped through it and I was like, wow. And now I know what flexi binding is.
Mm.
It's not quite paperback and it's not quite hardcover. Yeah, very nice though. Very, very nice. So, Brenda, were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've read through mine at least twice and probably going to read it again. sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I haven't mentioned the typing prompt, but I did mine. So I will go ahead and do it. So who's a better writer, you or your typewriter? Okay. So my logical brain answers emphatically that it can only be me, the human. All creativity and language mechanics must originate in my brain. Typing is nothing more than the vehicle of transferring thoughts to paper. My heart, my emotional center, metaphorically, if not actually, double time stressing that the typewriter, in fact, enables me as a writer, providing not only an efficient means of recording my creativity, but even inspires it. Certainly, I would be nothing without my typewriter. The reality, of course, always lies somewhere between the extremes. The outsider might wax poetic about the writer and typewriter being partners, dancing with fingertips to keytops. In their rhythmic patterns of words, they make the most beautiful writing together. But this isn't poetry, this is cold, hard facts. Look at any writer in the midst of inspiration and they will be indistinguishable from the typewriter. Likewise, machine is no longer just a machine. The observer will be entirely unable to discern where keytops end and fingers begin. I offer these words as proof to you. They flowed out of me, but they did not come from me. And the typewriter, marvel that it is, certainly didn't write them on its own. No, these words came from somewhere between here and there, where writer and typewriter, musician and instrument, painter and brush, actor and stage, and photographer and camera go to create. Yeah, there you go.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Do you have a blog or something? Like this should be published and, everybody should.
Oh, thank you. I do have a blog, poortypist.com. I should start posting those on there, the typing assignments. Thank you.
That was very moving.
Thank you. Thank you. And I have to say, as it was coming out, because I truly felt like it was just coming out, I was thinking of all the videos I've watched of Joe talking about how, the whole mystery of working with the typewriter to be creative. And yeah, so I think in a way I was channeling Joe. Yeah. Did anyone else have a typing prompt? I know it was a weird one,
not
but
anywhere near as good as yours.
Oh. Well, go for it. You don't have to, though.
It's not a competition.
It's so terrible. Let's see. All right, let's pull it out.
It's just about typing. That's all it's about.
Who's a better writer, me or my typewriter? Well, if we're talking about the quality of handwriting and readability, clearly my typewriter would be the better writer. If we're talking about creativity, then it's me. I'm cognizant of the fact that a combination of the two together is actually quite good, as they complement each other very well. I've never been especially good at creative handwriting, and the typewriter has done a lot for my creative writing, both in setting the mood and flow for writing and in encouraging the frequency of my writing. Of course, frequency and practice is the best way to increase the quality of writing, and that may be the secret to the whole thing. It is said that the muse inspires, and by that definition, the typewriters I have in my corral are muses that keep me putting words to paper. The need to incrementally improve and repair my machines also encourages me to type with greater frequency. Often it's just to type about the mechanics of the improvement or repair and the things I learned from the experience, but that again is a pretty good reason to type. And that's as far as I got.
Okay.
Very nice.
I like that.
Thank you. And as I was channeling what I wrote, the word muse is really what I was imagining. Really, there's definitely a muse in there. So I like that you mentioned that. Yeah, definitely.
The tool does a lot for the process.
Yes, definitely. Anyone else?
Did one.
Brad, come on, go.
I actually was going to redo this, but I didn't have the time. So the basic thought comes through, though. This week we've been asked, who is a better writer, myself or my typewriter? While this strikes me as a somewhat silly question, it does lead to one of those things that I truly appreciate about typewriters as creative tools. Let's face it, if a typewriter sat alone in a forest, no one would hear the clickety-clack of type slugs imprinting paper with ink. As much as I have found to romanticize about these machines, typewriters exist to print our words, our thoughts onto sheets of paper. They are nothing more than incredibly wonderful, often beautiful tools. While there are plenty of tools that creative types could choose from, everything from a variety of musical instruments to all sorts of cameras, for example, I don't think that any other tool out there is as telling about the person using them. Many musicians get their start by learning pieces that others have written. It's not uncommon for musicians to never pass this point. Photographers are often influenced by and strongly bound to their surroundings. A person living in any of the big cities might be more drawn to street photography, while the person living in the desert would be more likely to focus on landscapes. It would be interesting to see how various photographers' images would compare with one another were they all living in the same place, but that's not how it works. The person using a typewriter is totally dependent upon what comes uniquely from them. This is what makes a typewriter by far the most revealing tool of all. Even when it comes to something less than creative, like a research paper, no two people go about it exactly the same. Who knows why we choose the words we do, or why some people worry less about making typing mistakes than others. But these are things that say something about each of us as individuals. And then I didn't get any further. But it's just the thought being that, you know, what we create with typewriters is definitely unique to each and every one of us, you know, whereas like a guitar, you might hear 20 kids, well, in the past anyway, playing Smoke on the Water, you know, and I love the fact that, you know, the typewriter just reveals something about us, and so that's really cool to me.
Yeah, very good, Bill. Thank you.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, very good.
Very deeply profound.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And it when I came up with the typing prompt, I knew it was a silly question, but you know, they can't all be serious questions. So I'm glad
That was good.
Thank you. I'm glad you saw it.
Definitely got those simple questions that kind of brings out the more profound answers, which I'm finding in what people have said. You know?
Yes.
As Bill was saying, there are typewriters come in different qualities, different styles, and there's an old saying: "A bad workman blames his tools." But my grandmother had a qualifier for that. You can't do good work with poor tools. Yeah, so even if you are a great writer, if you just have a crummy old Underwood or something from Yugoslavia or whatever, it's hard to type smoothly on it. Whereas get a decent Smith Kroner or Olympia, and the whole machine just flows much better, and you can type. The thoughts flow more easily from your head through your hands, through the keys to the paper.
Yeah, I agree, because obviously, you know, the typewriter needs to actually essentially become invisible, you know, because if you're you know, thinking about all the mechanics of it and, oh, this isn't working, blah blah blah, that's like noise for your creativity. So yeah.
Yeah, and while that might be true as a general rule, I think there are always exceptions. I think it was Joe that pointed out one time that, you know, not everybody is looking for a typewriter that outputs, you know, like perfectly formatted text. Some of them have a little funkiness to their output or to their feel, or you know, and thinking along the lines of like musical instruments. I think about the guitarist Stevie Ray Vaughan used to play with strings that were so thick almost no one else could play his guitars.
Oh wow!
And you know, but that's just what worked for him. And So it's interesting, you know, there are generalizations, but there's always exceptions too that are rather fascinating.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I forget the name of this fellow who was a convicted murderer who claimed his innocence, who's written and he's on death row, but he's written a couple of books over the last couple of decades, about his spiritual path being on death row.
Jarvis Masters.
What's his name?
Jarvis Masters.
Yeah, and the only implement he's given is the what is that called? Like the inside of a big pen, like the little floppy thing that they stick in.
Oh wow, the refill.
The refill.
Yeah.
The refill, so that he couldn't, kill himself with it. And so he's written these 2 books on this extremely painstaking. It's kind of like writing with a toothpick and mud or something. It's that difficult.
Yeah, I've tried it.
Books, and he said, like, the process of having to think so carefully because it's so hard to write, to get those words down. That's very inspiring for me, and it made me think more about how, like in typing too, where it's a physical act. It's it involves some effort, and so you think more carefully about what you write rather than just blah, blah, and then go back and try to fix it, and you can kind of see that in the writing, right?
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Yeah. Yeah. I tried taking one of the pen refills and wrapping it in paracord, and I tried writing with that, and the paracord offers no support for the refill, so it was just like, just floppy in my hand. It's a very strange writing experience. Yeah. So yeah, I know what that's like.
It's a whole new meaning to being flexible as a writer.
Yeah. Definitely. Lynn, how are you?
I'm good.
Excellent.
Sorry, joining so late. I had things to do, but I wanted to listen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had trouble getting it, but it all seems to be working now on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been poking around Shop Goodwill. They've had some torpedoes, and I've noticed something, and I don't know if anybody, if this is like everybody.
$4,250.
What?
$4,250 for a green and white torpedo.
Is that what it went for? Holy crap!
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I had
How much?
4,200.
Yeah. I don't know why the prices are going crazy.
Well, I think it was cursive, which is, makes it a little bit less. But I bid on that one, got up to about 500 something or other. And I was like, I haven't even looked at it. I can't go crazy here. And they pulled it, the last bid was like $1 over my, my thing. So I think they don't just let these things, they have a reserve in mind what they want. And in that case, it really paid off.
I guess so. Jeez.
Crazy.
But I've been bidding a few torpedoes around, and they get pulled at the end. I never win them, but I'm not going high enough to justify it, I guess. So then but I didn't realize, on eBay, you've got the reserve, reserve is mad or it's not mad, or this is just, it's getting pretty competitive even on Shop Goodwill.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. I'm surprised if they don't state that there's a reserve that they can actually pull, the option.
It just seems to be a pattern. And, it seems like I haven't been writing down serial numbers and stuff, but it was that green and beige one that went back. And then there was a plain beige one that went back on after people had bid on it and didn't go up high enough, I guess.
What kind of prices is it ending at?
Well, I quit. If it's in really good shape and a nice case and everything, I might go 400 or 500. But without actually trying it out, I can't.
Yeah.
That's a big risk right there. But I figure probably I've got a parts machine, so maybe I could get things,
You could get a reconditioned typewriter for about the same price
Yeah.
at any
No.
reputable typewriter shop here in Albuquerque. John Lewis will sell you a totally redone one for maybe 300 or 400, right?
Not torpedo though.
Yeah.
I like torpedoes.
Yeah.
I'm so,
You're the torpedo specialist.
I guess
Your
I've got a
hopes have been
Bluebird.
torpedoed.
Yeah.
So what would
Yes.
a torpedo go for where you are?
Well, I think online they're $600, $700, $800 range. Just and then if it's cursive, it goes through, like crazy. A lot of times on these things, they're not really showing the typeface, which bugs me. You have to kind of see, can you get a close up of the keys and sort of discern?
Yeah, I asked a man, or I don't know if it was a man, but I asked somebody on eBay that was listing one, and I asked them what the typeface was, and they said the typeface is just fine. And I'm like, what do you mean? Message them back again, and I said, I'm not sure if you're aware, but typewriters have different typefaces. No, I wasn't aware. I'm like, why do you think I would add? I mean, it's just like, why don't you just post this stuff, a sample or something? So every typewriter I look at, it's like, when you're looking at, 50 typewriters during the day, you don't want to message every single person to say, what kind of typeface does this have, please? It's so annoying.
Especially when they say
Just
working,
fine.
but no typeface sample. Like, I want to see his typeface.
Yeah, let's see what it
your
looks
word
like.
working. That's a loose
Yes.
zip.
Or
Ridiculous.
if nothing else, just a good close-up of the type of the type
Yes,
slugs.
even that. Yep.
You might actually have to use the word font because a lot of non-typewriter people don't know what we mean by typeface.
Like typeface? What's that?
Yeah.
Is that like Facebook?
Yeah. But it seems like such a basic thing.
You would think.
That's the result. You should really know what you're buying into. And somebody said something mean about an Underwood, and I got an objection.
It's true though.
It gets personal.
Stop. I got a Underwood 319, which is the same as the Olivetti Latera
378.
35. Or I don't. But anyways, the 319. It's
Letter 89.
what?
I think that's the same as a letter 89.
I don't know about that, but I know it's the Latera one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's same
Pretty
as the
much the same.
378. They're all the same.
And the thing had been stored 20 years with the shift lock, engaged. So the shift wouldn't go up and down, and I couldn't get it for the life of me. So I found one on Shop Goodwill for really cheap because it was all beat up, but it had good innards. So I got the innards of that with a nice case, and so now I have a working unit, and it is a nice typer. So very portable. I mean, it's the typewriter Gore Vidal used his whole career, and he's no slump.
Yeah. That's true.
But I think he liked it because it's so portable. I mean, it really is light, easy to carry around and stuff. But
I actually have one of those.
Yeah.
That's 319.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. It types. It's funny. I probably I would say that my 319 types better than my Latera 32.
Mm-hmm.
It's based off the same mechanism, right? But it's just one of those things where they're all different.
I think it was a Latera 35 that looks to be the same insides, but yeah, you can't find a Latera 35 very much. That's harder to find, and they're more expensive.
They have them here quite a lot in Tokyo. It's a metal body, right?
Not the 319.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Latera 34, 35. I think it's the 35. I got one recently because there's this guy Yukio Egawa here in Tokyo, and he loves those. So he was just sort of like plugging them the whole time. And then I realized they're on for $10 here. Like you can pick one up anytime for $10. Wow. And some of them have like this molded, RoboCop type case, But and they're a Latera 32 on the inside, but on the outside they're much more robust and really solid machines. So yeah, it's a good machine. I kind of like. I got one. I'm happy with it for $10. Why not?
Well, William has one.
Yeah, there we go.
This actually is a 378, which has the
look,
blue cover as. Yes, the 378 has a blue cover, the 319 has a gray cover. That's the only difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that metal
and
or
this
is
was
that
my
plastic?
father-in-law's.
Sorry, is that
Please
metal or
repeat.
is it plastic?
Oh, ABS plastic. Yep, plastic throughout.
Yeah.
Hence it's so light.
And you said that's your
this was my
father-in-law's?
father-in-law. It was my father-in-law's. He stopped using this when he got his brother GX 6000 for a Christmas present back in '95, I believe. And so when he passed away, I did it. I've used it a couple of times. It should get a proper cleanup. Yeah. That's good.
Very good. Speaking of typewriters needing a cleanup, my birthday was last month on September 13, and my aunt-in-law, and this is a big deal because she does not give up anything that came from their family or her childhood or anything, but she gave me her typewriter. I'm assuming it was from when she was a teenager. I could be wrong, but it's a Smith Corona Galaxy, just a Galaxy 1, I guess. But and I don't know if she did this recently or if it was done a long time ago, but I go to try and use it, and they went and got me some paper, and I put it in, and immediately the paper is just soaked in oil. I'm like, oh no. So I think they just oiled everything, and it's like, oh boy. So that's going to be a major cleanup. I'm a little nervous about it, but I kind of have to because, it is a big thing that she gave it to me. I've been trying to get some of her records for a long time, but she won't give those up. But she gave me this typewriter, so I do want to get it cleaned up. But
well, the one thing about a Galaxy is that a platen comes out in 3 move 2 little levers, and the whole thing just lifts right out.
Okay, so that'll make it easier then. But still, it was a lot of oil.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The other thing a person can do is to get yourself a sheet of blotting paper, wind it through, let it sit for 10 minutes, click 10, gradually wind it through over the course of half a day, and that will pick a lot of the oil.
Okay, that's a good idea.
What kind of paper? Blotting paper, did you say?
Yeah, blotting paper.
Okay.
That's if you can still get it, I suppose.
You know, well, I'm sure maybe even construction paper would work, like a few sheets of construction paper, or.
Well, if you can take the platen out, you'll be able to clean the feed rollers underneath and degrease it.
Yeah, and once the platen's out, the paper trough and feed roller just lift out.
Okay.
Of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Those machines were made for serviceability.
Excellent. That's good to know.
Just get a lot of Q-tips.
I know.
Get ready to, because I had in the one I just got yesterday, there was a lot of that like gooky, I don't know, grease just dripped down underneath the spools, ribbon spools, and then it was dripped down in there. So I took the bottom off, I took the lid off, took this, whatever the bezel off, and I just cleaned it all out, get all that gook out.
Yeah.
Is that Starsky and Hutch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like, there they are.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Yep, those are my guys.
Who's Huggy Bear?
I don't know. Did they make one?
You've got your personal typewriter bodyguards there.
Yes, they are helpers. They're helpers today.
Little
Scooby Doo's buddy.
That Scrappy Doo?
Scrappy Doo, that's it.
Yeah, ball head.
Very nice.
That's funny. Yeah. Anyone else with a typing prompt or any questions or comments or Oh, you took a picture of it too. Oh, we have another toy.
What is it?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. What is that? Oh no.
This is oh God, no, I'm forgetting the name. The Dirty Dozen.
Lee Marvin.
Oh yeah,
Lee Marvin. And my friend makes these, and so he made one for me to put, and I put it on my typewriters. It looks like he's in a tank, like I put it, I guess it's Corona, like a skywriter or something, right? He's kind of like, okay, 3 degrees left and fire.
Wow, that looks really cool too.
He's really good. He's a history buff, but this is what he does for fun,
Wow.
Pretty good, huh?
Amazing.
All hand measured.
He sculpted that?
Yeah, he sculpted that himself, and he
wow.
pumps them out at 5 or 6 a month. So different.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I need a Steve
I
McQueen.
choose you.
I do Pez.
You do Pez.
Oh, those things are really collectible.
Oh,
I
look at
have
that.
some of those. I had some of those. I have a skull one.
But Pikachu is great.
Are those still? I assume those are still collectible, right? The Pez dispensers.
Oh, I don't know. I guess if you collect them, they are. Yeah.
It just seems like they're so plentiful. I mean, you can find them, like in the dollar store and stuff like that. So
Maybe the older ones are more collectible than the,
like Star Wars or
the ones they have now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Garfield.
The ones that I cooked in the oven as a kid would be worth money now had I not
Oh,
cooked them.
What are you doing putting them in the oven?
Just to see what would happen,
Don't get me started. We used to play Frisbee with my dad's 78 records.
Oh.
And he'd say, okay, now listen to this Jolly Roll Morton. And he'd pull out the thing and it's like, where is it? And we're sorry. Dad.
Oh my God.
I'll never live that down. That was like,
yeah, mine was only a Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
That's Jelly Roll Martin. Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's that, Diane?
I couldn't help it. This is what I'm having shipped. God help me if it gets here in one piece. I don't know if it will.
Oh,
It's too far away from, I know. Yeah, cross fingers. I did ask the guy to double box it, so we'll see.
Where is it coming from?
Vermont.
Well, Vermonters are good people. I'm sure they'll pack.
What?
I said Vermonters are good people. I'm sure they'll pack it well.
Well, I did ask him to double box it. Hopefully he put some packing material in between them, but anyway.
God.
I see Mike. Hi, Mike.
Yeah. Hi, Mike.
Where's Mike?
I'm here. Can you hear me all?
Yep.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, this is a new device here. So
Okay.
yeah. First time I've used it.
That's M9 you've got back there?
Yes. That's the newest acquisition. Picked it up, got a good price, but it was pretty frozen up. Somebody had spilled something in there, or some glue got in there, or something like that, and it would just all in the type bars and the cushion under the type bars and in the segment and everything like that. But
yes.
it cleaned up.
Um,
It looked
that
like
was-
coke, but it wasn't worse.
If I remember, that was the glue that was actually used to hold the type rest into the frame, and over time it dries and migrates and gets everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I
Although it
responded.
really
to
got a
you
lot of places
on-
that I wouldn't think that would get to. But
Yeah.
I know. I think I responded to that on one type page.
Yeah, you did.
Days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that was you, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one who calls himself Skywatcher.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But
You're
works well now.
Yeah.
So
So,
that-
anything else going on for you, Mike?
well, Lynn sent me some parts for my SG1, so I'm about ready to put that back
Oh,
together.
very cool. Very cool.
So thank you, Lynn, for that. And but yeah, the SM9 was the big thing. Well, I've also got this, which is something I've had like forever, but it was pretty gummed up. This Smith Corona Silent.
Ah.
And that was something I bought like, 20, 30 years ago. And somebody, may have been me, probably used WD-40 on it.
Oh boy. Oh.
But it seems to work
Yeah.
now. So there's a little hesitation on some of the keys. I think if I just use it, it'll free up. So
Yeah.
Speaking of WD-40, Kara, if you're looking to make that black paint on that royal shiny again, that's a good thing. It's one of the good things that WD-40
That's what I was
is good
gonna
for.
say.
I was just thinking about that because I've never done that, but I've heard it, and I can tell that it has potential, but it's
Mhm.
still kind of dulled out. And so I was actually thinking maybe this will be the one that I do that on. So
Yeah.
Just spray a little WD-40 on a rag and just rub it over it and get it inside the little creases, and it'll look just brand new.
and then you wipe off the excess.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't put a whole lot of excess on it, but just rub it in. It'll be good.
And then how long till it stops smelling?
Well, you plug your
Well,
nose.
That's what stops.
Never.
Okay, 'cause it's coming along, It's
Just splash some Old Spice on it afterwards.
Mhm.
Nick Bottomer is always like, use Irish Spring, use Old Spice, use cologne. I'm like,
soap on a rope. Soap on a rope will do it.
So fun.
Axe
Like
body
karate.
spray.
oh God.
what's the with just plain old turtle wax on it? Is it shiny or?
So
It,
you can't really,
Look,
my understanding
hands.
is that turtle wax doesn't work very well in crinkle paint, right?
Oh, it's crinkle? Oh, never
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
mind. Oh, never mind.
What are you showing?
Diane's got her Umu 30.
Oh,
Oh, 25.
Yeah.
You've been making molds?
Oh, not yet. It took me a long time just to get all this stuff here, and then I had to order a rolling pin. Believe it or not, I don't actually own a rolling pin, so
Mhm.
it's like
Have
I
you
have
been able?
Hmm?
Have you been able to get the Econ 80? Because that's what I'm having trouble getting right now. It's in short supply.
I think that's something that's on. I thought I had ordered it, but I have not seen it yet. I have some mica powder
Mm-hmm.
and
Good.
some sculpting, some non-sulfur sculpting clay, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that's missing. And I thought at the time I ordered it, it was on back order at the time.
It is. It's been hard to get. I've got some Hermes 3000, the square body style feet that I made molds for, but I just can't get the rubber for. It's tough to get a hold of.
Well, I was hoping to be able to make some feet for my Remington 6, but the
Mhm.
problem is I might only have one reasonably good foot to mold from, but
Well,
I guess one
you
is
can
better
do
than
it.
none.
Yeah, with one you could just do it 4 times and you've got 4.
Yeah.
So
Between that and the Smith Premiers, I figure I've got plenty of work to do just around here.
mhm.
I have some that Steve Dade tried to make for me, so I can maybe use those for the Smith Premier molds.
Yeah, that'd be good. I use a lot of Steve Dade's patterns. It's unfortunately we don't have him around anymore, but he made some
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good to see someone else doing their own feet.
It'll catch on slowly but surely.
so when you finally get that done, do you call that a feat of engineering?
Oh boy.
Feat of
I suppose we
chemistry.
could. Yeah, yeah.
William is the real jokester of the group. He always has a joke.
Joe's been slacking off. He used to be the Joker.
Well, yeah, I've gotten serious in my old age.
Oh.
Here's some friends we haven't seen in a while. Good morning, Natasha. Good morning, May.
Hey, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night
Wherever
to
you
John
are.
in Tokyo. Right?
Yeah.
3
You're up
a.m.
late.
It's just after 3 a.m. now.
Yeah, wow, you're a dedicated typewriter fan.
Well,
Yes,
especially with an
for sure.
emphasis on the dead part. You know, it was a dead of night.
I like your shirt.
Oh, yes, my typewriter database t-shirt. Yes. Little plug
Nice.
for you.
Yeah.
Well, sorry I got a late start. Oh, let me get the rest of my awesome typewriter cam
Hey,
stuff
everybody.
going.
Hey, Natasha,
Hi,
you have the same
Natasha.
birthday as my son.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
My
you
Walter,
okay? 'Cause I was like,
my
who's that?
Walter has the same birthday. You guys have the same birthday.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virgo, he's like on that cusp, if you believe in that.
You're-
This
yeah.
he's a cusp and like he's a Virgo and a Leo, and which
Yeah.
drives us a little, makes us a little bad at times. But
I got this in the mail yesterday, Natasha.
oh, cool. Yes. I was
Yeah.
worried about that because I was like, what's up with
Cat,
this?
the cat loves it.
Now it's
Cat
like
loves
post
it.
service again. But yeah, I'm glad. Good. Thank
R-rated
you.
letter.
And I got this about 4 days ago.
Nice.
Okay,
Yes,
cool,
Natasha.
cool.
Yeah.
I can. Okay, good. You got those stooges on there.
Yeah.
I love them. I watched them growing up. I
Yeah.
guess I was that weird girl. I watched them.
I did too.
You
I
did,
did
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
But usually
Yeah, I
it
used
wasn't
to
a
watch
girl
them in
thing,
the
you know.
summer.
Did you ever see the 3D episode? That was
I
pretty
did. That was corny, but yeah.
Yeah.
You do, Cat?
Oh my goodness. And hi Dan, how are you?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there
Hi,
something else I
I'm
can
fine.
help with?
Sorry for being late. Sorry. Just been making dinner, so it's yeah. Nice to see you again. Well, I should have brought you photos for my typing spree at work down at City Council, but as chance always has it, something else came between. So I gotta do it this Friday, and this Friday I'm also doing a lecture for high school kids on typewriters. So
Cool.
yeah, so I'm going to show them. I have a friend who's teacher in English at one of the high schools here in the town I live in. So I'm gonna do 90 minutes of typewriting speech, trying to convert them into because as we know, the revolution will be typewritten. So that's going to be great fun, I think. Yeah, sure. Great, good going. Well, it's of course the slight discomfort of having to choose what machines to demonstrate, but I think I'm gonna do with a Corona 3. The folding one is always a winner, but I have to find one or two more of that, because I think they're gonna use them in the later part of the lecture. I'm gonna make them test run them. So it's I'm gonna bring 3 typers to them to this lecture. So it's going to be great fun. So it's hopefully we have some new blood coming in. The next generation of typewriters.
Yeah.
Doing this, but it's been a very quick and a very intense week for me, job wise. So it's kind of nice. The weekend comes along, so very good. Nice to see you guys again. This is the Sunday posse. This is very nice to get acquainted every Sunday night. And I sort of snoop down the back room in my house. And my fiance says, "Okay, the Typewriter Club again?" "Yes, as always on Sunday, honey." So it's great. So hopefully I can return with you with some sort of update how the lecture went and
yeah, definitely.
So Dan, I do have one suggestion.
Yeah.
Anytime that you are working with children typewriters, do not take anything with a magic margin on it.
Yep.
Or the quick set margin, because the first thing to do is press those and then say, "Oh, it doesn't work."
Yeah.
And also, I would recommend staying away from tabulator machines unless you set a tab every 10 spaces. Because that's a mistake I made with Mom's typewriter when she first sat me down in front of it. I said, "What does this button do?" She didn't have any tab set. The carriage zinged to the far end, locked up. She had to take it to take it back to the repair shop to have it fixed.
Oh
That was
boy.
when I was 20 years old.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
And
And
I heard
where you're located. Where are you located?
in Sweden. I'm in Västerås, not the Game of Thrones version, but the Swedish version. We have so far we have managed to produce one Nobel Prize winner in literature, which is a Swedish poet, Thomas Tranströmer.
Did they use a typewriter?
Yeah, no, he should have. He may have gotten it earlier, but I think this Västerås, where I live, is the sixth biggest town in Sweden, and about 1 hour from Stockholm. So we're just in the middle of it.
Nice.
So it's
Nice.
it's very nice, and I think winter is coming now, but because now it's getting chilly. It's getting chilly mornings. I take my bike every morning, but now it's down to hockey gloves and the parkas and a cap so it's winter is coming to spoof the
Westeros. Huh?
You have to have the wolves to pull your sled now.
Yeah, we always do that. Yes, and my son is very much into hunting, so he's gonna sit. Because the moose hunt is on from next Friday, so he's gonna park himself in the woods, sitting 12 hours a day, or maybe 4 or 5 hours a day, with my father. That kind of interest jumped one generation because I was brought to the forest once, one very early Saturday morning at 6 o'clock. This is in the mid 80s, and I 12 or 13 years old. And I wouldn't shut up for 5 straight hours. and that's the only time my father cursed at me. He said, "Håll käften, håll käften, håll käften," which is shut the F up in Swedish. and he missed his prey. The hare ran away. So my fault. First and only time in the woods. But my son and he comes. It's a great team. So they won't bring me. I'll tell you that.
It's very hard to sit I've sat with John in his deer shed while he was hunting, and it's really hard because you can't talk, and it makes you want to talk, and I'm like, don't do it.
But
So
Dad, I think the forest animals love you because you're the one that saved them that day, right?
Yeah, probably. So I get a thank you card. That would make a good T-shirt slogan, though. Shut the F in Sweden. Yeah, we could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a nice thing to do. But so it's kind of cool Sunday night here. It's of course it's dark outside, but because it's over 8, it's 8 in the evening here, so it's pitch dark.
So Dan, what is your latitude where you are?
Ooh, I should know. The latitude, it's I'm not sure actually.
Okay.
Do you know yours, William?
About 50.4 degrees north.
Okay.
I can check negative 113.
Okay. I could check that for next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at 59.32 degrees north.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, so almost to the Arctic Circle then.
Yeah.
The Arctic Circle starts at 60 degrees north.
Oh yeah. I've been there up there, and that's crazy because, as we said earlier, the sun never sets, so it's broad daylight 24 hours a day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I would like to experience
in the winter.
I would too.
Yeah.
But in the winter, it's dark 24 hours a day.
Yeah, and I think that in the north of Sweden, we have here in a month, the sun will descend at I think to 2:45 in the afternoon, and it will rise at night. So we get about 5 hours of daylight, and so it's I think it's up in the north they have. I think the sun descends even early in the afternoon, so it's basically night all day around.
That would be so depressing for me.
Yeah. So it's cool.
I like to believe that I would like it to be night all the time.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I think it would get depressing though.
Yeah, but we get, yeah. Oh, sorry.
But the idea of it being daytime all the time, I don't like that.
But you can feel it. You can feel it. I don't know what it's called in English, winter lethargy or something. Sorry, my pronunciation. But some kind of you actually feel it. You feel it from the mid of November. Then you have Christmas and everything is funny and all. But in January, it's a big problem here in Sweden because people tend to exercise a lot less and drink a lot more because they get depressed every year. So it's quite a thing every year. I have happened to get past it last winter because I had a lot of D vitamin in pills, so I had two a day, and that kind of helped me. But fall and winter here is dark. It's very, very dark.
We call it seasonal affective disorder.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sad.
thank you.
I was just going to say that.
Sad.
Yes.
Well, I remember when I lived in Canada, like in Toronto, we had an antidote which was called Florida.
Yeah, and I grew up thinking I was sort of immune to cold. I can withstand cold, And then I had a gig 20 years ago where I lived in Boston for 4 months. Never froze so much in my whole life. So I went out and say to my friend, well, I'm a Viking, I can endure it. I can take this cold weather. And man, it was the coldest winter I've ever experienced. So
Wow.
yeah. So and to make things even, the differences even bigger. I had to spend prior to that. I spent 3 weeks in California. So it was two sides of the pole, so to speak. Very, very warm and very, very cold.
Yeah.
I had that experience in I'm Canadian, so
Yeah?
I went to London, England, and I'm like, I'm Canadian, I can handle cold. It's wet, it gets in your bones, and you're shivering from the inside out.
Humid, yes.
Yeah.
After I moved over here from England and told people back home about temperatures dropping down to the -20s, minus 20 Celsius, that's about 40, just into the 0 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, that's cold." I said, "Well, thing is, it's a dry cold. It doesn't creep into your bones the same as the humid cold does in England."
No. And I used to take walks last winter in those kind of temperatures. I think we had -22, and I walked in the morning and walked in the afternoon. And as you said, it's dry cold, so you feel it on your cheeks and you feel it on your face. But it's okay if you dress all right. But that English experience that too. That's yeah.
I mean, before now, I have been outside when it's -22 Celsius.
Yeah.
I had a sweater on, gloves, and a toque, cutting wood, and I was plenty warm.
Yeah.
Splitting wood on the axe. Yeah.
Wow.
Whereas go to England or go back to England when it's +4 degrees, it's humid, you can't get warm.
No. Not even with a tweed jacket.
Yeah.
No,
Nice
no.
one.
Maybe if you're splitting wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. That will help anyway.
I think cold is 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
I keep thinking Kara is doing like an online video of how to clean a typewriter, and I just want to record the whole thing because like, oh, that's how you do it. Now I get it.
Yeah. That's funny.
Being recorded. You can just go back and watch this Type Palace episode.
Yeah.
I will.
You have to use a red sable brush. Is that important?
It's just an old paintbrush, but it has a really long handle and a big fluffy head. And I found out the hard way that it's really worth it to just dust the hell out of everything before you do anything else. Because even dusting things just kind of takes care of a lot.
Yeah.
But I want to join in on the cold thing.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm from Iowa originally. Every winter, 40 below with wind chill. And I wandered around with my coat open and no hat as a teenager, because teenagers are dumb. And there's no way I would live there now because I'm not dumb anymore.
That translates to invincible.
45. Yeah, I know. I would never. But when people in Eugene complain about it being rainy in the winter, and all I can say is you don't have to shovel rain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I had to say.
Yeah, I lived in Illinois just for 3 years, and I cannot understand how people enjoy living in the snow.
Where in Illinois?
Peoria.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up not very far from there at all.
Yeah, I was born in Peoria, but then my parents got divorced when I was 2, so we moved to California, and with my mom, and then I went back to live in Peoria as an adult. And first of all, I was like, man, there's Peoria has nothing for me. And then also, you only have good weather there, maybe a quarter of the year, between snow and like torrential downpours and
humidity. Don't forget the humidity.
Humidity. Yep.
Summers are very humid.
Caterpillar based there, isn't it? Caterpillar based in Peoria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when the earthquakes hit in Japan and we had the tsunamis and the nuclear meltdowns and stuff, so we kind of fled west when the meltdown happened. And a friend of a friend was a Caterpillar executive, and they were all pulled out of Japan, and they needed someone to take care of their place. So we were like the wealthiest refugees in the world, staying in this beautiful mansion of these Caterpillar executives in Ashia, Japan, because they all went back to Peoria. So that's why I know the name of the.
Earthquakes in Peoria.
Yeah, no earthquakes.
No floods. Well, maybe.
No, there probably are. Well, I don't know if they'd feel the New Madrid fall in Peoria or not, but we get them every now and then here. So
yeah,
they might.
Honestly, where I am, earthquakes are never an issue. It's never more than just a rumble. I guess we're just far enough away from the San Andreas fault that
Greg, you're gonna jinx us.
I know, right? but like in 6th grade, they called us into the gymnasium, and they had this big to do about in 10 years the big one is coming. Well, it's been a lot more than 10 years. Yeah, so I feel pretty safe here. Obviously there's no tornadoes, no hurricanes. The fires tend to happen far enough away, although there's kind of a bordering city called Harupa Valley, and there's like a dry river bottom there, and there's always fires there. So, but that's basically the closest it gets to where I live. So, we have a good location here. Yeah. Let's see. Natasha, is there anything new going on with you?
Yes, I got picked it up from someone on Facebook, an LC Smith Corona Super Speed.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Don't hurt yourself.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look
Wow.
at that.
Beautiful.
Beauty.
Ooh, very
Yeah.
nice.
Weird.
Wow.
I had to clean her up really good. She was really dusty, and it even has the ribbon tops on it and stuff.
Wow.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Ball bearing type bars.
Say what now? I'm sorry.
Ball bearing type bars. I think,
Yes,
on that.
yes.
It doesn't have a segment. It's all
No,
ball
yeah.
bearings.
My other one's like that too. Like over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. That's super speed. That one's a 1946. And this one I just showed you is a 1920. No, I'm sorry, 1938. 1938. And that one's a 1946.
Supposed to be very fast and smooth.
Yes, this one is. That one, for some reason, even though I've oiled it and everything, it's still a little stiff on the return, but it works. It works. The story behind the one I just showed you, the young man, well, he's young under me. A church was burning. For anyone who hadn't read it yet, a church was on fire in Mississippi, right? And this typewriter survived the fire. And the keys, I don't know, I guess they replaced the keys after it burned. I don't know, but they're kind of melted in places. But it survived the fire. And the little boy, they were getting ready to throw it out. The typewriter just throw it away. And at the time he was a little boy, he said, no, I want he said he was 16, that he wanted the typewriter. And they gave him the typewriter and it stayed with him for 20 years until his wife told him he can't have it because they have to design their home or whatever. So he put it on Facebook. Within an hour of him putting it on Facebook, I bought it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I got this Remington. I think y'all know about this one, my Remington 12. It's fantastic. This is my first machine with the right-handed return here.
Yeah. Heavy, yes.
Yes. But and I'm loving it. All my machines are jealous because I'm just typing all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I just love that. I mean, I think I've read about this before, but refresh my memory. Why did they change from left to right? Why was that?
From right to left.
It was right to left.
Yeah. Why did they do that?
I don't know.
Because I love it. I mean, I'm like, why come we don't do that?
I like Ted's answer, customer preference.
I guess so, yeah.
So do you kind of drag it across when it's on the right? Like, are you dragging it rather than swishing it?
Yeah.
Or?
So, I don't know if maybe I can pull down here.
You kind of backhand it.
You're backhand.
My other typewriters here, ignore those. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you can see me though. Okay, can you see me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And then I type or whatever. And then you pull across. You see that?
Wow.
Right.
You see, I mean, because
I've seen old films where speed typists would take those and they'd be typing.
Yeah.
And they take their right hand and just kind of backhand it and slap it.
They really?
Yeah, slap it to the right.
Different time back then, Ted.
If he gets uppity and starts talking back to you.
Yeah, backhand.
I just try to respect her. I guess I don't want to. I just,
you like karate chop it. I guess we're right with the hand.
I don't want to do that to her. But yeah, she's a 1926. Yeah, 1926. And really, that's all the typewriters that, and I want to let Bill know I got his letter.
Cool.
And so I will be answering him. And I got this little pendant in the mail today. If you want to see there.
Let me zoom in on you again. There we go.
Oh, cool.
Oh, little typewriter, yeah.
That's really cute.
Right,
there we go.
Daily inspiration to write.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And I love that t-shirt.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't say I'm a big fan of them, but I do like, the one where I think AC/DC is the one that sings the song about hiring him to do stuff. What's it?
Dirty Deeds.
Oh, Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds. Yes, I love it. Oh my God.
The song about hiring dudes.
Hiring him. Yeah, I'll take care of that for you.
That's funny. Oh,
I do like that. I can't think of anything else. Oh yes, sir.
In your last letter to me, you wrote on an Underwood finger flight champion,
yes,
gray
sir.
with the burgundy space bar. I have its twin.
Yes, I read your email about that. Yes. But when I saw that, I was like, wow, because I saw one of those for sale too, but I like my burgundy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
It has the navy. accents, and you were talking about the uppercase and lowercase not being quite in line.
Right, it's not. Yeah.
This is the tool that I ended up special ordering. It's a 316 nut driver.
Okay.
It's
Yep.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it's small enough to get through the 516 diameter hole in the center of the universal bar. To get
Okay, that's good to know because
into the lock nut. So you can release the lock nut, then adjust the uppercase shift stop. I started adjusting, went half a turn, and the uppercase went as far below as it was above. So back a quarter turn, and it's now types pretty well evenly.
Good, that's good to know that.
And after you finish the adjustment, you shout out the tool name.
Weehaw!
I guess so, yeah.
Because I read your email, but I wasn't, because it's an email, you don't see it. So I'm so glad that you explained that here, where I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great.
The letter A slug is sitting slightly high on the type bar, so the letter A is above the rest. I'm not going to try and arrest that because I don't have the soldering technique for that.
Yeah.
And it's about a quarter line up. So I'm just going to leave that as part of the personality of the typewriter.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
May, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm surrounded by typewriters. So
Yeah.
good day. I don't have any new ones to unbox for you guys. I've just been kind of working on the ones I have and making them better. Some of you might have remembered about 6 months ago, I unboxed this one and it had gotten smashed. And finally, remember when I was a robot? And so I finally got this all nice and fixed up, and it works great now. So it's still got its little scar, but no big deal. Yeah.
Very nice.
So today's a special day. So I got a little late start. I've been making plans with the family to meet up this evening because it's my daughter's birthday. And
excellent.
Happy birthday to her.
Yay. So I have a little typing prompt if you would like.
Definitely.
Yes, let's hear it.
Yes. So it's kind of, today is a very special day. It's my daughter's birthday. And so I got a late start to today's meeting. My family has been calling and messaging to make dinner plans. I asked my daughter if she wanted another typewriter for her birthday, but sadly, she said no. Or maybe happily, since I am a collector. She already has one that she likes to use. She had chosen a 1949 Smith Corona Sterling from my collection, and she does use it to type forms and envelopes. So this weekly typing prompt on Typewriter Club Live asks us, who is the better writer, you or the typewriter? Well, the answer is me, of course. Our machine simply sits still and wait for our next inspiration. The shiny black ones with the glass keys beckon me to sit down and say something. The brown and green ones invite me with their smooth action. The blue brothers tempt me with their smooth lines and perfect typeface. The electric typewriters make me feel like an excellent typist. I am the better writer, of course, but the old typewriter makes me a better one. When I was younger, I used to keep a daily journal and write letters, especially to grandma. Things that I stopped doing once the busyness of adulthood settled in, and all my writing just became functional and less creative. Then flash forward to August 2020, when I couldn't get the idea of a typewriter out of my head. I needed to write again. It's probably the pandemic, right? And for myself mostly, but also to revel in the nostalgia of using the greatest writing machine of all time. The typewriter made me want to write again. And the typosphere, you guys, validated my passion. And so now I am the better writer because of the typewriter.
Excellent.
Very good.
Very good. Very good. Thank you
I
so
love
much.
typing. I just love it. There's something about it. Typing used to feel like work, even though it's easier on a computer, but typewriting is fun.
It is.
Writing.
It's super fun.
Hey, May, about what we talked about last week as far as trying to start
Yeah.
a type in for the South, right?
Yes. Yeah,
So,
type in
I
in the
just wanted
South. Well, there's already some in Texas and typewriters in the mid-South, I guess. Right?
Yeah. So I called the my local library and I got the email for the person that's ahead of their events or whatever. And when she answered me back, took her a while, and she said, "Wow, what is that? Can you explain what that is?" They've never heard of it here, and at least in Cordova,
Right.
Memphis area, never heard of a type in whatsoever. So I sent her the textbook definition. That's the best way for me to describe it of what it is, and so I haven't heard from her since then. It's been a few days, so I don't know what then. It's just that they can't throw anything due to the COVID. They're saying, but
Right.
she would want to do
Yeah.
something probably like that with me personally. She seems excited, and I sent her a few pictures of my typewriter. So, we'll see.
Well, that's exactly why we want to have type-ins, to expose people that don't know, to love typewriters, like we do.
Right. She had no idea. I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Expose them to typewriters, not germs. Though.
Yeah, expose them. It's educational and fun experience. So yeah, we need to organize some type-ins in Memphis and in the Little Rock area. And get people into typewriters too. There are a few. I've met a few people in Arkansas, just a few. But not everybody does social media and all that stuff.
It owns them, yeah.
You'll be surprised once you advertise an event. There'll be people coming out of the woodwork.
I was just gonna say that.
That's what I'm hoping for. Once we really kick into it, and she starts making, we start making the announcements, then people will come out and say, "I've been collecting these for years. I have this, and I've been doing it." And yeah,
and then you'll say, "I want to buy all of yours."
The common refrain I hear from new people is that I've been doing this for how long, and I thought nobody else did this. Nobody else is crazy as me.
Yeah.
And when they're so happy when they find people that are just as crazy as they are.
Crazier.
Yeah.
And when y'all get back to it, I have a typing prompt too whenever.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Let's hear it.
Sure. Okay. All right. So let me get my eyeballs back on. Where are they?
Meanwhile, talking about discovering other people, can you imagine how excited I was when I find Type Club Live?
Yeah.
Yes, I was too. I was like, somebody else.
And meeting super people. I mean, really.
Yes.
Right.
It really is wonderful. It is.
It's one thing to feel lonely in this kind of pursuit, and then all of a sudden find all these people who are into it, and it makes people so happy.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
Okay, Natasha, pray continue, dear girl. Pray continue.
Okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, better writer, me or the typewriter? For me, it's a combo of both. Why? Because in my case, I have always loved writing in and about the past, the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. Now with typewriters, I am more inspired, and touching the keys make me feel like I am in that chosen decade I am writing about. These typewriters existed in those time periods, and if you listen, they have a lot to say. And that's with the Remington 1226. That's it.
Nice. Excellent. Thank
Short
you.
and sweet.
Thank you.
Very good. And Bob, how are you doing?
Bob.
Busy.
Yeah.
Lucky me. I'm working on a really great Groma Calibre.
Yeah.
That, we own, so that's a lot of fun. Repairs have been exciting. It was a lot of fun to finish up that music right there. I'd like to very much extend my thanks to Mr. Monk for answering my questions. I figured if I put it out there, he'd find it. I thought about calling him at 2 a.m, but instead I just put it out on social media.
I wrote articles, so all that information is there. So
yeah, no, that's really good, and I think it goes back to my 2 a.m. I shouldn't expect my brain to work too well right about then. And I think what it was is I just Googled it. and it didn't pop up on the metadata on Google. I should have just gone straight to your page. It's my fault. You know.
Well, that was etc. Online. I did the article for. So, yeah, there was one time I got a hold of one of those, the Olympia SG1 or SG3 style music writer, and a Smith Corona Galaxy style one, and they all had. The woman who owned it ran a music publishing business, and so she had all the documentation and tons of spare carbon ribbons and her original sales paperwork and all her maintenance paperwork. It was a treasure trove. So
What a haul.
that released a huge amount of information. So yeah, all that stuff I scanned in. It's all part of a packet that's available on Etsy online.
Yeah, I on my receipt I printed out the .com if the customer would like all that information.
So instructions and everything. That's really useful.
Yeah, I agree, and it was a lot of fun to play with. You know, whatever. I used to write music, and I realized I sat down and wrote some music by hand, and I realized how much faster I am by hand. But I'm just a mandolin player. I'm not doing stuff for entire symphonies, right? So, so I can see where this instrument would have a great purpose for that for that unified look of written out music. I'm sure I've played music that's been written on a music writer. But that was a lot of fun. The customer, it's for his wife's a musician, so she's real excited to get it. Whatever, it's always. I enjoy repair because it makes people happy, right?
Yeah.
Love your video.
Right. Just for that, and then someone else said, "Well, I wonder how." You know, the fox jumping over the, I wonder how that looks. And so I typed it out and put it on my Instagram. I think like, this is what it's just a bunch of symbols. It's not music at all. So,
that's funny.
you're
music
so busy.
writers, yeah, it's more designed for drawing in a sense.
Yeah.
I think artists would really be into that because it's very much like you have your hand on the platen knob and you're moving it around and typing with your other hand, and that's basically what they do. So
yeah, no, I agree. That's a really good point, and that it takes a lot of effort and energy in using both. I feel like one of those artists doing art on a typewriter when I'm operating it. So it was fun to repair it and even more fun to play with it. But the best thing is there's no margins, there's no tabs, there's none of that extra crap hanging off the back of the machine. And I thought I need to work on these every week just to remind myself that typewriter, you know, they're just wonderful.
They're real empty inside.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, KISS. I really enjoyed that part. So we've been real busy with the trailer. We ended up getting another trailer. So maybe I have a trailer problem now instead of a typewriter problem, but I got a very small pop-up trailer. It's 6x8. It will take the place of doing an easy up. You know, it's one of the pop-ups that fold out. Anyways, I took all that off, and so it's just kind of a roof that pops up over a thing. So that'll be a lot of fun. Obviously, that's just for sales. My girlfriend's been doing vintage ads, so we've had a lot of fun with vintage ads at markets. The larger trailer is slowly but surely coming along. It's just a lot of, right now I've got the sewer tank hanging out underneath it, you know, and I have to figure out how to finish ripping that out because obviously I don't need a sewage tank on a typewriter trailer. That's the opposite of progress. So, so that's been a lot of fun. I did get out of a meeting though. It's nice to hear you all talk about type-ins. I will tell you, December 4th, we're putting together a huge, very merry winter wonderland market, and it all revolves around typewriters in LA. It'll be in the downtown LA Art District. Gregory, I expect you to be writing this down because I just can't imagine it. It's free. I just can't imagine you not being there, but it's you know, it's a Saturday, the 4th, noon to 6 in downtown LA in the Art District. So I just got out of a huge meeting with that. I'm on the committee for that event. I think it'll be very exciting because there's like a gift wrapper, and then the typewriter poetry people will be there. The print people from Pasadena will be there. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna unveil my trailer there. So it's gonna be a big to do. I'm excited about that. I think it's a one time I'm going to lock everything away and just let people walk through the trailer. I'm not going to actually be working out of the trailer per se. So I think that'll be fun. So yes, December 4th, we're very excited. I'm glad to hear May mention type-ins. Come on over, May, if you'd like. It's just an airplane ride. Or Joe or anyone else, you know, you guys just hop over to downtown Los Angeles, flying to LAX.
Might do that. Hey, Bob, look at this.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, you got that.
And I got the Aunt Pat's typewriter has one on it now.
That's great. You got the other package I sent you?
I did. I'm going to do a video about those this week. So
okay, I'm excited to get your input on them. That was a lot of poor Joe. I asked him his opinion once on doing ribbon, and he gave it to me, and I took it. And that was another one of those conversations where you say goodbye and hang up, and you think, oh, that was a nice chat, and you look, and you were on the phone an hour and a half, and you think, oh my gosh, how many problems did we solve? So
I could bend your ear.
Or maybe I'm more the airbender. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Maybe both of us are.
Oh yeah. Oh, lucky me to call Joe my friend. I'm excited for your input on those products, Joe.
Yep.
I think they're doing well. I know up in Portland, Oregon, Tony with TypeSpace, he started carrying a few Typewriter Muse products, which is just easier. We don't have companies making the products for us. So I've been able to make a handful of products. And that way, if you have typewriter space, instead of getting away from your repairs and spending 10 minutes making somebody a spool of ribbon, for example, you can just go, well, here's a Typewriter Muse product and here's the ribbon all ready to go, and take their money, point of sale type stuff. So the distribution side of the typewriter business has been a lot of fun to get into. So I'm looking forward to getting more into that. But
you should get some of that Hermes 3000 oil. You should brand some Hermes 3000 oil and make it like $100 an ounce or something.
Put a green cap on it.
A green cap on it, like that.
And sell it with rubber bands, because
that's right. Yeah. That's right.
That's a good idea. No, I'm not that. It's all little stuff so far. My cleaning kits I sell for $5 to in mass amounts, and they can resell them for 10. It's all nickel and dime stuff right now, but same with ribbon and whatever else. It's all nickel and dime stuff, but the idea is that way they have what their customers need ideally. And I think as typewriters become more popular, distribution of product will become more popular. But we've been so busy with trailers lately. My backyard just looks like a junkyard because I've had to rip so much stuff, and then I'm posting the stuff on OfferUp or Facebook. Come get a stove from an old trailer. Come get whatever. I mean, refrigerators and all. Just all sorts of. I don't know why they built all this stuff into trailers. It's so much easier just to have it. I don't know. Anyways, I'm interested in it being lighter, easier, all the things. So it's been a lot of fun. Gregory, you'll have to come over sometime and you'll marvel. Like, what the hell? There's just trailers everywhere in pieces. It's a lot of fun.
Bob, while we have you online, I took a look at Typewriting Muse and followed the link to the typewriter covers, and it's a dead link. How can I order some of your typewriter covers?
Yeah, they're on my eBay store.
I looked there and I followed the link. It said this. We've looked everywhere, can't find this link anywhere.
Okay, well, let me double check the link. I apologize. Yeah, and I guess a lot of people, like when I mentioned that, I think people are used to clicking links, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and I have a real problem with that because I don't like to click on links. I'll Google, I'll hit my eBay app and then search Typewriter Muse and see what pops up.
Okay.
And I think my problem is I do it differently. And so I really need to get with somebody who does computers, who does, Joe mentioned the other day, I paid and then I built that website. And so I need to have Gregory over. I need to employ Gregory to assist me in getting it all straight. Because you're right. And that's a real problem for you as a customer. And I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just you know, I would do it differently, but I've learned I'm very uncool. I'm very unpopular. So yeah, I apologize. No, on eBay I have a store. It's Typewriter Muse. There's you know, there's all sorts of stuff for sale, but yeah, let me thank you for letting me know, William. I will fix that link, and I know Joe mentioned it the other day, and it pops up on mine, but I'm doing it on my phone, maybe because it's through. I don't know. Like I'm not sure
Because
how it
Google knows you.
No, that's exactly it, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob. Oh, I'm
Now,
sorry.
the next question is do you ship to Canada?
Oh yeah, through eBay. Yeah, they ship through Canada.
Okay,
Yeah.
USPS.
Yeah, and I think it goes to like a Kentucky address, and then it ships up from there. So I'm not sure. I've had a few people order them from me in Canada, and it gets
that would be through the global shipping program.
Right. Yeah, I let eBay. I pay eBay to take care of it. I don't know.
Yeah, because I say if anybody's in the States going to ship anything to Canada, do not use UPS. For heaven's sakes. Because UPS charge the shipper, then they charge the receiver another $80 for the brokerage fee and getting it across the border and all this, that, and what. And I bought a $200 typewriter. That was that Roma Calibri with the unique type, the unique keyboard from the Anti-Key Shop. $80 shipping. Then the UPS charged me another $80 to get it across the line. Yeah, they double dip.
Okay, yeah, I could reach out. There's only been a handful of Canadian people in Canada. Yeah, Canadians. I said that right. Canadians who have purchased, you know, the covers, and eBay has it all figured out. But I noticed like they're spending $6.50 on shipping instead of $4.50 on shipping, and that's the best way to ship it internationally is to charge the purchaser for the shipping, right? So
okay, sounds good. I will look for your eBay store then.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad format at all. I know it's a little pricey. I mean, it's 17%. I probably make about 87 cents for every dust cover I sell. But you know, that's not the point. I think I think it's the more that I sell, the more I'll be able to distribute, and eventually the idea is to get them into shops and have people purchasing them 50 at a time or 100 at a time or whatever. So, it's
okay,
fun.
Good.
William, thank you for the questions. Yeah, I need to have Gregory over, and we need to definitely get my website figured out.
We can do that.
I appreciate you, Gregory.
Hey, Bob, I've been using your.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but now I really appreciate this thing right here now. I mean, at the time, remember, I didn't know what it was. I mentioned this last week, but then you know straightened us out about that for the F&J. It really helped me out when I got this Royal KMM because it doesn't, you know, you can barely see the keys. So I'm so glad you had that in your kit for that reason, because now I use my little chart and everything and for that machine. So that really helped out a lot having this in there.
Well, I'm excited to hear you say that. And in the new kits that I'm doing, I am not including, we call them the F&J, you know, the F&J bling, right?
Yeah.
So what I think I'm going to do, Joe and I were talking about it. It'd be great to just send those out for free. I'd love to send like that and like a sticker and you know, something in an envelope to anybody who wants them. So I'm going to have to do some type of campaign. This is what they are. Feel free to go to your local craft store, match them up in the future. If you're touch typing, it's what you're going to use. A lot of people don't touch type. Like Gregory would never use an F&J bling.
I didn't think I would either until I got this machine.
So you know, it's give and take, but it would be great to just give away for free to people. And so I'm looking forward to kind of putting together a campaign. And I'm waiting when Joe's ready. Maybe next time we'll sit down and have a talk about the F&J bling or something crazy. Who knows?
J bling, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do?
I think it would make a good T-shirt.
It'll have to be something clever, but I'd love to give them away all day long. And I know people who have. Yeah, it's a point of sale item. It's something you'd give away if you had a shop. So I try to give them away to my repair customers, but.
So how does the F&J bling work on a Dvorak keyboard?
Right? Not very well.
Those
All
people
they
are on
are,
their
they're just-
own.
They're just little bumps for your index fingers. They just remind you where the home row is.
So what are the
Yeah, I know.
equivalent letters for in a Dvorak keyboard to a F and J?
Yeah, that's I have no clue.
Someone has to Google that. Ted, Google that.
You'll
for
have to give me 2 minutes. I'll have an answer for you. But carry on talking while my phone boots up here.
In the meantime, did anyone else have a typing prompt? No, I think we got them all. Excellent, excellent. I do appreciate everyone that participates. It's always fun. So, and this one, you know, it was a silly one. So, but I think we had some fun with it.
Lots of good answers.
Yeah, definitely,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah. All right. And yeah. So what, Ted? What have you been typing? Oh, he's muted.
I tried to use the little button on my microphone, but I think you muted me because let's see if this works. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can hear me when I have it off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's why you muted me, because it wasn't working right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I thought I could do that and like be able to switch it while I was over there and typing, but apparently that didn't work.
Oh, back to the drawing board. But yeah, what are you typing?
Oh, I just started typing. Now is the time for. And you caught me right there. So.
Oh. Excellent.
So that's it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's the time for Typewriter Club.
Yeah, there you go.
That's on this sheet over here. Ooh, let's see. You can see my typeface here. Ooh.
Let me zoom in on you. Oh my goodness.
That's all.
Ah, there we go. Ooh,
Wow.
nice.
Oh, lovely. What is that?
It's Art Gothic from Remington.
Wow, that's very nice.
Only available on the Remington Portable.
Wow.
Remy Scout.
I like it.
Yeah, very nice.
And this one's actually branded Monarch. That's all it has on it, but it's a Remington.
Oh, you found it, William? Let me zoom in on you here.
There's your.
I think you need to hold it down a little bit.
It would be a U and H. It would be equivalent.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound as good as F and J though.
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the ring.
No.
as
Yeah.
F and J.
It's more like
Wow,
But
yeah.
the thing about a Dvorak keyboard is all the vowels are under your left hand. You don't have to skip all over the keyboard for your vowels. And the most commonly used consonants are on your right hand.
Okay.
And the Dvorak keyboard is a very left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right rhythm.
Huh.
Whereas the QWERTY keyboard is left, 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 right, left, left, right, right, left, 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 left.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And anybody who's familiar with a Dvorak can actually type faster on a Dvorak than you can on the QWERTY board.
Huh.
Because the QWERTY board is so left-hand dominant, it was made to slow the typist down, whereas the Dvorak was designed to increase typing speed to what the machine could handle.
and it also increases your smugness.
What?
Your smugness.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so we have a couple minutes left. Is there any more typing prompts or questions or comments? Anything?
Got a quick question.
Yeah.
Going back to the letter of 35, I got one. It's 35 something, and I've never known if it's an I or an L. Does anybody
It's an
know?
L.
L. Okay. Does that mean anything?
I don't know what it means. Is it 35I or 35L? I thought it was L, but
Maybe it's the city that it was made. Maybe L is Lisbon, Portugal, or
No, I don't think they made them in Lisbon.
I could have been Invria, Italy, right?
Could be, but I doubt it. I did know at one point because I had one and I couldn't read the label, so I looked it up in some Olivetti literature I had. But now it's been so long since I looked at it, I forgot what it was. So I think it's L.
Cool.
It might
Thank
be
you.
like the letter 32s come in an L sub model and an LL sub model, and the LL models have tabulators. And so it might be the 35L has a tabulator and the 35 doesn't.
Got it. Got it.
So that may be in Italian, what they call the tabulator starts with an L.
Okay.
Law tabulator.
La tabulator. Tabulator.
The L wouldn't stand for limited, would it?
I doubt it.
Okay. Yeah.
Lucky.
Hey, Ted.
Yes.
So where do you get that Econ 80? I think this is the problem I ran into. I couldn't figure out where I was supposed to buy it from.
I used to buy it on Amazon, but they don't have it in stock and they haven't had it for months. And so I found that there's a place locally called Reynolds Materials. They sell different kinds of materials for the film industry, for making molds and like fake skin and stuff. And they have it, but you have to order it over the phone and go get it.
Oh, I see.
So that's probably what I'm going to be ending up doing, is going down there and picking up a gallon or so.
Oh, okay. No, because their website, click here for distributor list, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's that way right now because the supplies apparently they just can't get it from their supplier.
Oh, okay.
And like you can get the molding stuff, the umu really easy, but Amazon hasn't carried the actual rubber for months.
Right. No, this is on the Smooth On site that it has the click on distributor list. It's like, okay, whatever. And I think that I got caught up in that, so I don't think I actually did order it.
Yeah, Smooth On used to actually sell it themselves and they would ship it to you, but they don't, for some reason, they don't even do that anymore. They only supply their suppliers. So you're going to have to find a reseller. Look up Reynolds Materials and see if they have a location near you, because I know that they have it. Reynolds Materials.
Yeah, it looks like their closest is Chicago.
You can drive up there.
Yeah, it's in the same state.
Yeah, right. It's like 5 hours one way.
It's closer than Phoenix.
Yeah, luckily I have one in Tempe. So
Well, no, there is one locally. Ha! I didn't know.
Oh,
there you go. You should be able to call them up and have them reserve you one and go down and pick it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been, for some reason, it just got real hard to get a hold of.
Oh, okay. All right.
Something to do with supply chains.
yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, it's okay with. Just want to go back to what Lynn said just when I dropped in about the torpedoes. I'm about to pick up my second torpedo tomorrow, and it looks like this. I don't know if you can make it out.
Anya?
Here
Oh,
it
there we
is.
go.
Nice.
Looks
So
like a
that's
Remington Cicero.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So I'm gonna pick it up. It's gonna be a great fun. I have a torpedo earlier, but this is two-tone, I think. Maybe it's more. It's grayish or bluish or white, and now it disappeared.
Yeah.
So this is baby number 50 in my collection.
Wow.
Oh, you're up to me now.
Yeah, the big 50. So it's
Wow.
yeah, I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna I don't know, in some way.
Now, when you're opening the ribbon cover on that, when you get it, you have to remember that the latches for the ribbon cover are actually underneath the machine.
Oh,
Underneath the
okay.
frame, there's two little levers that you have to pull to get the ribbon cover off.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for the advice.
It is not intuitive.
Yeah. So I just want to show the new kid on the block in the collection.
Yeah, very cool.
I don't know if any of you know, but the Remington torpedo was called the Bluebird in England.
Ah.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Because when they came out in the late 40s, early 50s, the collective British memory had had enough of the damn German torpedoes after World War II. So they called them a Bluebird to make people think of Vera Lynn's "There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover."
Yeah.
Bluebirds of happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not torpedoes of sinking.
Yeah, there you go.
Down those torpedoes, Captain, full speed ahead.
Yep. All right. All right.
I do have a few showing two things.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Bill.
So I'll try to go through these quickly. I've been meaning to show this for months and months, and I kept forgetting about it. But I picked up this letter opener, and it's I think it's from Japan. It's got some kanji characters that I can't make out, but it's forged. It's a forged piece, like a blacksmith made. And
beautiful.
And it's really like it's fun just to open a letter with it, zip, it's done.
Yeah.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah, it's very sharp. My wife's aunt and uncle had sent me something in the mail the other day, and they wrapped it with this this wrapping paper I've never seen before.
Oh my goodness, I need that in my life.
That is awesome.
It's really cool.
I want to plaster that as wallpaper.
I was just gonna say, paper.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Some of the things it says is the book was better. Eat, sleep, read, repeat.
Yeah.
I like big books.
And I cannot lie.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. I'd never seen anything like that before.
No. That is great.
You're talking about Shop Goodwill earlier. This machine I actually got back at the beginning of the year, but I had never managed. It took so long for me to get rid of the smell of it that I hadn't been using it. But I got this clipper off of Shop Goodwill.
40s, yes.
46.
Nice.
It's the oldest machine I own now, and the only machine I have with glass keytops.
Yeah. Wow. Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of a neat, simple little typewriter. And now it doesn't stink nearly as bad. So that's a really nice bonus.
Now, is that your original Stinky? Because I remember you had some other typewriter that was really...
that was the Voss. Yeah, the Voss. That one I've gotten rid of most of the smoke smell on.
Okay.
So now I use both of these machines.
Excellent.
And then I kind of stopped buying typewriters after my early retirement. But this, you guys are talking about the torpedoes earlier. I picked up this on Facebook Marketplace about a month ago. And
wow,
very nice.
I had a Torpedo 18B earlier, and it was like one of the blue and silver ones. It was a little newer, and I got it, and I don't know if it had some damage in shipment or if the seller just oversold it, but it had a few issues and it just wasn't worth the price I paid. I sent it back. It was advertised like in mint condition and it wasn't. And that machine, didn't like live up to my expectations, and I've been having better luck with this one. So that's kind of all cut up for me now since I've been away.
Wow.
Good to have you
Bill,
back.
Bill, one trick for getting rid of smell out of the typewriters is that you'll find that the sound absorbing felt holds onto smells. So give them a good dashing down with Febreze fabric softener, the Febreze fabric freshener.
Yep. I actually saw your suggestion you wrote, I think maybe on my blog earlier about that.
Also, Bill, if you bring it to a sunny, high altitude location and leave it on my front porch, and we can together and we can discuss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went for a lot of the sunny lower elevation treatment.
Guys are great.
Very good.
So somebody just type. Okay, I think May has a little quote.
Oh yes, I like to show off. What I absolutely do love this club. You know, I joined in right in the beginning of my typewriter collecting. You know, and so it's just been wonderful. You know, to find typewriters, and I thought I was all alone, like we talked about. You know, we're not. You know, there's a bunch of us out here that love typewriters, and I'm just so happy to find you guys. To share all the knowledge we have, and just to write stuff, you know, back and forth with all the various, you know, the typosphere, the blogs, the one type page, all that stuff is just amazing.
Yeah.
I love this whole thing.
Thank you.
It's more than just, you know, it's the typewriter is whatever you make of it. And I love that. Like they're all extensions of our own lives and creativity and uniqueness. And I think that's great. Yeah. Thank you, Gregory, for bringing us all together. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Great. Yeah.
Very good.
I just want to say, if it wasn't for Typewriter Club, I might not have gotten so much done. I mean, on this.
Right? It looks much better.
I got the I got the segment flushed, and I found out. So I rolled a piece of paper in. Look, rolled in nice and tight, nice and tight.
It holds.
Everything seems to be really. I got all the keys that were sticky are working now. Just need to polish it up and do the drawband and put a new ribbon in. I don't know if you can see this, but I did a little type sample. There's the adorable
purple type.
You're minding your P's and Q's.
Yeah.
Q's and question marks are my favorite things about the Royals. Oh, I have a quick question. I'm having trouble getting this part of the Dremel off so that I can put the wire brush on to hit a couple of rust spots. Anybody?
Don't you? There's a tool that goes in there that you locks in, doesn't it? In
the collar right above the base of it, there's two flats.
Right.
But you have to
there should be a button on there that you hold to lock it.
A button, thank you. That's the part. Oh, there it is, for God's sake.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey, of course.
Yeah. The pressure of the typosphere makes makes our typewriters faster, you know.
Guys.
Like what, you haven't cleaned up that typewriter yet? It's been 24 hours. Isn't it working yet?
Thank you.
And as for draw cord,
I can do that. I've got that all sussed out. That'll take seconds.
As for draw cord, what I found works really well is the Atwood Road Company micro cord in 1.3 millimeter.
I have a thing of like spider cord or something that I will never use up in a million years. But thanks. Yeah, I have that. It's like braided fishing line stuff. I think it's sort of similar to that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
Excellent.
I have one thing to say. Did you guys realize that when you put the word typewriter in your text messages on your phone, no icon comes up?
Yeah. There's
not yet.
Somebody needs to fix that.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
We need to call Android and Apple and make sure they fix that.
There was actually a campaign to get a typewriter emoji, and
Richard
I don't know who was spearheading it, but you guys knew about that, right? And they said no.
Why? It's a word. It has
That's
a
not-
picture.
Not enough people need it or something?
What?
There's a
The
fountain.
Makes it
keyboard
intimidating to
came
them.
from the typewriter, so they should respect that. You know, the keyboard
Exactly.
came from
Yeah.
You know, there's
That's-
a letter floating around the internet that was from Steve Jobs, a memo, an all company memo to Apple back in the early 80s, where it said that we're going to stop using typewriters. We're going to start using our computers.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Remember that?
What?
Yeah.
This was back in the early 80s when, before the Mac came out. I think it was like the Apple II was still out. But
I
yeah.
think that was Dwayne at Phoenix Typewriter. I think that belongs to him.
Oh yeah, the letter.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Hmm.
Well, that was true for me for about 20 years, you know, after the computer came out, it was just easier. But the typewriter is something different, you know, writing on a typewriter, it's a slower, more thoughtful process. You know, computers are for work, typewriters are for writing, for creativity.
Well, you know, I work at a major semiconductor manufacturer who should go unnamed until and we don't ship, right? And you might have heard of this, but I tell my boss, you know, he knows I'm a typewriter hobbyist, and I tell my boss, you know, a text file might take up 10 kilobytes of memory, but a photograph, a JPEG of a text file takes up a megabyte or so. So we're actually using more bandwidth from the internet, and we demand, you know, we're kind of exacerbating or increasing the need for faster network speed and greater capacity by using typewriters and sharing messages that way than just using text messages, right?
Yeah, but it's better. It's better.
It's better too.
Also, it's Richard Polt who submitted the official request for a typewriter emoji to the whoever was the board. So if you look at his blog and search for that, you can see the official letter, and maybe you can copy it and submit it again and see if they'll listen this time, because they did like magic beans, I think was the newest emoji. It's ridiculous.
What?
Like why?
Things.
Yeah, that's useless. It's not even
Stupid.
real.
Well, you know, I have an iPhone, and for the longest time, I do the swiping technique on the keyboard on the phone, and I would swipe typewriter, and it took it forever to learn that word. I was like, really? It's a word. It's still a word.
Right.
What is a swiping technique?
Well, on the keyboard, you could either tap the letters, or you could just run your finger along the characters. So it's more efficient to do it that way, but then you really have to deal with autocorrect. So you know people make jokes about autocorrect. So, but yeah, it's a keyboard setting on your phone. You can turn it to swipe, and you just run your finger along it, and it'll guess what word you're trying to write. It's quite accurate, actually, but it did not know typewriter for a long time.
Well, that technique is out.
I know, huh? Excellent.
Given how poor Microsoft Word is at detecting the English language, you know, I have no faith in that.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is the telephone keyboard you need.
Oh.
I remember those.
Yeah.
I think I had one of the late model Blackberries. I think it was the Blackberry Pearl, and it had a tiny little keyboard. It was much smaller than that one.
I used to love those sliders with a real keyboard. Those
Yeah.
Like mine.
especially when you're wearing gloves in the clean room.
Yeah, very handy.
Don't work as well.
Yeah.
I still have mine. This thing's probably 11 years old or something.
Well,
and it still works. I use it as a camera now, but
yeah. But just in case, the keyboard is there for you.
The keyboard is there. I have 3 or 4 of those phones with keyboards on them.
Excellent.
The old,
Good backup.
What was that, Natasha?
Oh, I had the old Sidekick. The one where
Oh, I got two of those.
and I love it. Oh, I think it's still in my garage somewhere.
Mhm. That was one of my first smartphones. Was the Sidekick.
Wow.
I love it so much. I'd use it today. I would.
That's funny. All right. Anything else before we wrap up here?
I love how when Greg is trying to go, we all have something.
No, I don't mind. Trust.
We don't want to go.
I gotta go lock goats up.
Forever.
I do
Let
not
goats
mind.
out.
One more thing.
I gotta go lock my goat up. She got out of the corral or whatever, and I've got to go put some boots and stuff on so I don't get bit up and go try to get her back in the pen.
Oh yeah, I'll be right over there to help you.
Get over here, Gregory, because John's not home. I'm all by myself.
Whisperer.
I'm gonna use that when I have to leave a meeting. Oh, I gotta go put the goat back.
The goats gotta go walk the goats.
It's
One
like
of these
I-
days, we'll have to have a typewriter club like gathering type in, like where we all like make a vacation and all fly into a location.
Come to my house. Come to my
Probably
house.
somewhere close to Phoenix so we can bug Ted, right?
Yeah.
Or
Ted
maybe
can fly.
Albuquerque where we can bug Joe and have a
Road trip,
typewriter club
road
live type in.
Come on
You
over.
guys, you guys can come here because I have 18 acres. I've got a pool, built-in pool with the pool house of an air that's an Airstream, and plenty of room down there with tables, and we can type out and hang out, camp out.
Great, like a
Go down and
typewriter club
fish.
live
She'll let us
retreat.
drive.
Like
The
a
Corvette is
camping.
gone.
Oh
Corvette is
no.
gone. I sold the Corvette.
Oh.
Where
But we can fish. You guys can go fishing. You can shoot guns. You can go get some eggs
some
from
of
the
those.
chickens. You know, have a good time.
Brenda, where are you?
I'm in Missouri.
Okay.
I'm out of St. Louis.
Oh,
Hop, skip, and a jump for me. So,
dang.
yeah, typewriter club live retreat. We should.
Yeah,
plan that.
Diane.
No.
Diane, I am local, if you want to say that. I'm gonna come over to your house one day and show up on your porch, and we can surprise everybody, and I'll just be like, oh, hey, Diane, I'm in your living room.
You mean you'd be in my typewriter hobby room?
Yeah, hobby house. Yes. Okay.
How many people can fit in Bob's trailer?
I know, huh? Yeah.
Let's do it back on, Bob. Road trip.
Well, it sounds like he's taking all the appliances out, so there should be
Yeah,
plenty.
he
of...
needs to leave that in there. He needs to have a bathroom.
Well, yeah. That's probably
what
the
you're
one
gonna
thing.
do.
Gets into one of those all-night repair sessions, you know. It's
You
gonna.
gotta go to the
Yeah.
bathroom. Girls
Fine.
can't just stand, you know. We have to have somewhere to go.
Oh, you guys are funny. All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up.
It's been
All
fun.
right.
Yes,
All right.
a lot of
Yes.
fun. It's
Cool.
always a blast.
Next
So
week.
Good to see you all again.
See you next
care.
week.
See you.
Bill.
Regular
See
meeting
Same
next week.
time, same
Yes, regular
bad
meeting.
channel.
All right.
Yeah.
Same Pacific.
Take care, all.
See
Thank
ya.
Take
care.
Thank
Have
you.
a good
Everybody.
day.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.
All right. Happy typing.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't
Bye
leave
all.
yet.